Yes.
Good day to everyone. Happy holidays, and 'tis the season for another episode of I Got Next. Welcome to a special holiday edition of season 4, episode 7 of Street Fighter I Got Next Community Podcast. Going down today with your host Shadow Ace, aka Moderate Ace, and Sir Retro on production, aka the Mayor making himself. And we are indeed live and direct. Of course, as always, if you missed out on the previous episode, please feel free to check them out on Reboot Retrocade's gaming YouTube channel. Then select the tab that's labeled podcast for that season 1 through 4 playlist. Full episodes all available on YouTube for 40 hours worth of content for your listening pleasure. Whether you're cleaning up the house or cleaning up somebody in Street Fighter, go on the podcast and enjoy the vibes, man. I'll start off by introducing our panel for this evening, the special holiday edition. We got Shadow Ace, one half of the Street Fighter I Got Next team, who collabs and moderates these discussions. I've been a competitive Street Fighter player for over 15 years, starting all the way back to Vanilla Street Fighter 4 as my introduction into the fighting community, FGC. I played El Fuerte in 4, Ed in 5, and now Jamie in 6. Commentator, TO, player, podcaster, a man of many hats. Speaking of hats, and a man who wears just as many is Sir Retro. Sir Retro, introduce yourself to the good people.
What's going on, everyone? For those who do know, and for those who do not know, once again, I'm So Retro, the other half of the I Got Next podcast. Of course, outside of that, I am the head TO of the Middle Georgia FTC, particularly for the grassroots community Reboot Retrocade Gaming, and for the esports organization Swag Out Nerds. And of course, like Shadow Ace has stated, wear many hats as I do run tournaments, commentate, participate, communicate, and demonstrate. So that's pretty much what I do on the outside of my work life and everything like that. But yep, I am the other half, and I am tired because ran our last tournament of the year, and I'm finally done. But definitely, appreciate Shadow for bringing me on board for once again another episode, and we are season 4 of our podcast series. And of course, from you see on the picture, we definitely not having anyone new this time. But of course, something always new, topic wise, and new in conversations and ideas will come to the table, and there may be a potential. Um, um, I say Uno reverse card because someone said, you know what, we got a topic for you. So I would like you, Shadow Ace, to introduce us to our special, I say Christmas occasion is the month. A special guest, what Santa's bringing down today.
All right. Well, this looks like Christmas is coming early here today. We've been and now we host this podcast series going on for about 2 or so years now. Here's the year 3. It's a retro called I Got Next. Like you mentioned, these aren't new guests; they're recurring guests. Always welcome to have them, of course, talk with us and give them their thoughts on certain things and ideas. Speaking of veterans, we got 2 veterans of the show and recurring guests that really need no introduction, but we got to give them one anyway. Bigbates and Painbot. How are you gentlemen doing today? I guess we will start with you, Bigbates. Bigbates, who is Bigbates?
What's up, y'all? Bigbates, Georgia FGC member / electrician, one of the founding members of Data FGC, and one of the founders of Maximo, which went great this year. Appreciate everybody that came out in March, and we hope to do it again next year. And just living my life, man. Just been out here in Indiana working and playing games. So be back in Georgia in December. If you see me around, hit me up.
All right, all right. And who is this bot that is about to cause people pain or that's causing pain?
I'm just a guy.
You're just a guy.
Yeah.
That's pretty vague, my good friend. What do you mean? You're just a guy. You're more than just a guy.
Do you
Can't be
consider
just. Are you
do
just?
you consider yourself a competitive player still? By the way, you said 15 years, so I'm curious. Do you still think you're a competitive player?
Nowadays, not.
When was the last time you considered yourself competitive?
It was let me see. When was the last time I considered myself?
Well, I mean, people have different criteria for competitive.
I know. That's why I'm getting his.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say competitive is somebody who actively competes. Is that a fair
What
thing
does
to say?
what does actively constitute?
Entering tournaments. That's a competitive. You're entering a competitive environment. You're entering tournaments.
Yeah. How many tournaments do you have to enter to be considered active? I'm genuinely curious. I'm not trying to like.
No.
Everybody's got
understand.
different standards.
Yeah, everybody got a different thing on what they consider to be competitive. I would say if you're actively involved in more than 3 or so events per month, I would say that would be you being active.
Damn, 3 events per month? Whew, shit. Online and offline?
Well, I guess if it's primarily actually that's a good question. I mean, if it's majority online, do you consider online competitive?
Yeah.
I mean, how can we not? Fucking half of Capcom's Pro Tour is.
Yeah.
Regardless,
I mean, if that's considered competitive, then yeah, you would be considered a competitive player.
So, do you compete even if more than 3 times online and offline a month?
Yeah.
How come I don't be hearing about these?
Huh?
So how come I don't be hearing about these then?
You just asked me, and I kind of just gave you what how my definition of it. And like Bet said, it could be different. Everybody may have a different view on what they consider to be competitive.
Like for me, right? If you spend 8 hours a day thinking, talking, practicing, and playing a game, and you compete a moderate amount, it doesn't have to be a certain amount because everybody has different access to tournaments. Maybe you work during a lot of online tournament hours, or maybe your local only has one a month. Then for me, it's just the amount of time you put in. If you're putting in like over 8 hours a day on a fighting game, and not just playing, but like talking, practicing, then I would consider you competitive. That's like a job at that point.
That's a high criteria.
I mean, if you want to win, yeah, I mean, you gotta put that time
I honestly
in.
don't think you're winning.
You saying
You cannot win. You can't win if you don't do that. At least,
Yeah,
honestly,
like and
not
nowadays,
consistently.
especially Street Fighter. I mean, you might play for 4 hours at night, but during the day, you're sitting there watching tech, watching replays. That's still practicing in my.
Like
So
technically, even though I'm at work, I be watching fighting game stuff all day at work. So technically, I'm labbing the whole day, and I be playing at work too. but still, like I would consider that like if someone's practicing for 8 hours, that's still putting time in.
Okay, so what if they don't have those type of hours, but they still enter tournaments a lot? Like maybe they only play for 2 or 3
You can
hours
be
a day.
casual in the tournaments. I think actually, I would say most people are casual in the tournament.
Yeah, same. Like they don't have an expectation of winning.
Yeah.
So they do just to support.
I'm gonna hang
to
out.
support the event.
Yeah, a lot of people go, I'm hanging out, might as well enter the tournament, show my support, which I was very appreciated. You know, if you show up to an offline event, it's better that you enter the tournament. Even if you know you're gonna lose, it's still, it's still experience and it still helps the experience for the people there and it helps the pop bonus for the people who win. I'm sure everybody in here has been pot monsters before, or has collected a pot. So it's all
And has
appreciated.
collected.
Yeah. I think we all
So it feels like we all. I see like we all love we're all on the same page. It's just the different takes on competitive with me. Like I feel like from my end, it's just that if you're actively participating in said events, you would be considered a competitive player. But from on your end, at least from Bates, I think Painbot may agree to as well. That if you're like 8 hours in of doing research and I guess still actively competing, that you would be considered competitive. So kind of like it's just like the amount of time you put in.
Yeah.
Yeah, because anyone could spend $10 on the weekend and then show up.
Yeah, man.
Literally the lowest committal shit you could ever do.
You could go to the gym and play pickup basketball all the time. I mean, it's whatever. But unless you're like in the gym in the morning, just practicing your jumper and practicing with the team, it's just casual.
Make you a basketball player?
No, I'm saying like in sports, people casually play sports all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not gonna pull up to an NBA game and be like, "Put me in, coach."
Okay, I see where the comparison's coming from. But it's like certain metrics. But overall, we kind of had the idea of how competitive would look like. Yep. So appreciate you guys taking the times out of your day to join us. I'm not gonna lie. Marvel Rivals did have me locked down for a few days, so it was I kind of had to put the programs and everything together, kind of like at the last minute. So I apologize, and then I made you guys wait for a few minutes. So I know your time is valuable, so I appreciate you guys for your patience. That game is fun, man. It's a very fun game. I like that they really cooked with this one. I had chores that I needed to do. And then I just like, let me just hop on Marvel Rivals just for a few minutes, and then that few minutes turned into like 3 hours. So yeah, they did something with this game. I don't know what it was, but Marvel decided to put crack out on the streets. So I don't know, man. But yeah, thank you guys. So yeah, we got a couple of topics here to go over. Here, basically, one of the first ones being my trailer that just recently came out. What's your first impressions on it? Like Capcom recently just dropped her World Tour trailer, I believe, her intro, and we got sort of a preview of how she's going to play like in Street Fighter 6. She had the fan, the DP. Forgive me, SNK hits. I don't know the names of her moves. I think they based her move. They'll probably more likely base her move set off her KOF 15 counterpart because that's kind of like how Terry plays. But then they like uh incorporated some of his stuff into like target combos for his special moves. So maybe they do the same thing with her. Now I remember the name of one of her moves. It's called Yimbu, little flame spin thing, and maybe they'll incorporate some of her target combos like they had did with Terry. And I was thinking like, so you know how like Terry has like that background hop from the Fatal Fury games. Like, what if like for Maya's unique mechanic, she could like either charge her super meter like in the versus games, or they give her like just a fin from like I guess the upcoming Market of Wolves. I mean City of Wolves game that's coming out.
You think they would
What do
give
you
her
guys?
a mechanic that no one else can have?
I don't think you can just add mechanics like that.
Yeah, that's crazy talk. This ain't Tekken 7.
Why not?
Okay. Where's Terry's unique mechanic?
Background hop thing.
Oh, that goes in the background? That goes in the background?
Yeah. I guess that's
Does that go in the background, or does that just do exactly what Cammy's EXDP used to do?
I'm not. Nah.
Then you play Terry?
I played it for a little bit.
Well, then you should know that this move is literally just a button that swaps sides. Dog, Rashid can swap sides with a running blow kick.
Honest, I think they make her play kind of like Vega.
Maybe they're gonna make her play like Vega.
Yeah, because she's a very floaty character. She fights in the air a lot, and she has a dive kick. So I think they're gonna try to make her moveless, kind of like a Vega moveless.
Oh no!
Like, I don't think she's gonna have. If you haven't played her in KOF, she's a very air buttons, kind of like fast moving character. So she's probably gonna have like good ground pokes, a dive kick that can cross up, a wall jump, some far-reaching special moves, which screams Vega. So if you're a Vega player, I would suggest this character for you.
That sounds like a channel character.
That character, mine doesn't even need to do the wall cling. The thing that's messed up is that she can jump, press a button that turns into a special normal, a unique normal. And then that unique normal can also be canceled into a dive kick. So she can actually hit you 3 times up the air. Well, she can't hit you out the air with those 3, but if you're ground blocking, she can press a button, unique normal, and then dive kick, and then make a save by spending bar. So it's like, I don't think that'll ever exist in Street Fighter 6 anyway. Maybe in Street Fighter 4 that existed, but not Street Fighter 6. Not only that, but it's weird. It's kind of weird to judge how a character's going to play. Because King of Fighters characters, they have a bunch of unique buttons. And then they also, on top of that, have close and far normals. And as you guys know, they have erased those things from Street Fighter for the most part. So I don't know if they're just going to tack on all her buttons that they think should work like a specific way into a unique button. Like kind of like how Terry has a few unique normals that are just like his close and far buttons. It's hard to tell. I don't know. I didn't get nothing out of the trailer. I don't know how you got anything out of the trailer.
I just saw the fan.
I mean, you thought she wasn't gonna have a fan?
That's her projectile.
You thought she was gonna have a gun or something?
Gonna throw the fan?
Well, how is that a revelation?
That is definitely a revelation.
How?
What if she was in a trailer and she didn't have a fan?
Okay, but you're imagining a scenario where that has never happened before. It'd be a weird. Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. What in the trailer did you see that would be like, oh, that's definitely a Street Fighter 6 thing? Or I can't believe they added this move.
I thought maybe they put out like, you know how they do the character overview videos? I thought they put
all they did was do the reveal trailer, and then she just does like a few, like maybe 2 moves.
Oh, okay. So we don't really know what they
we don't know nothing. That's what I'm trying to get at. That's what I'm getting at, like Ace for.
Okay, all right. I got a better question. How do y'all think Mai is gonna play? Especially with a KOF character having a drive rush. You notice how like Terry, they gave him that weird ass fucking crouch medium kick to drive rush with. So that means they have to make up buttons to Drive Rush. What do y'all think Maya's gonna do?
She has a unique sweep in King of Fighters. I don't know if they'll make that her Drive Rush attack.
This patch notes just show they don't like sweep playing, but
I know
they don't fuck with them shits.
No, they show they hate Jamie. That's what I saw.
They
double nerf the worst character in the game sweep.
Yeah, but when he drinks, he gives meter back.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. I'll remember that when I'm losing all my pressure. Oh, sick. Half a gauge.
Are you excited for mine? Are you excited for my Painbot?
Yeah, of course. It'll be fun to try. I love Mai in King of Fighters. I try to play Mai in pretty much every game she's in, at least a little bit. And then the last few King of Fighters games, I've liked her.
Hold on. Can I put Retro on the spot real quick?
Go ahead.
Go for it.
Okay, Retro. Which Mai looks better?
Oh my god, that
DOA Mai, KOF Mai, City of the Wolves Mai, Street Fighter Mai, or League of Legends Mai. I don't even know if it's League of Legends. Whatever mobile game they got.
Talk about fucking
have you seen it?
KOF All-Stars?
KOF All-Stars, yeah.
League of Legends.
Yeah. It's a League of Legends ripoff.
City of the Wolves Mai.
Yes! I agree. I'm not the only one.
Because, alright, I would say...
Thank you for that.
Because
what about you, Ace?
I don't personally care about this year 2 season pass. Because I don't really care about the characters for this. I'm on season 3. But Mai being this game, and for what some speculation I said, her being like an air type, like floaty character, I think it'd be really cool. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't care enough for this season. It just But the thing is that I think it'd be really cool. I know I'm not gonna pick her up. Really.
Season gave you the ick, yeah. The season gave
It really did. That's how you sounded.
It gave him the ick.
Because I understand why partially now they do it. They did it and they're doing it as far as having Terry and Mai do it. I wish it was a little bit later, but I think because with the planning for of course, City of the Wolves coming out, they're teasing type of thing like whatever, and a full circle for the creator of Fatal Fury and Street Fighter is that's happening, but I don't know. That could have been probably a separate topic about how feeling about season 2 having guest characters taking over. Characters that could have been like new or characters we've not seen for a very long time. But hope for those who do like Mai, I hope you guys enjoy it. I'll let you guys speculate on it. I'm not sure I'm going to actually enjoy her if I play her because I never really played that character at all, barely in any Fatal Fury. I pretty much played, of course, King of Dinosaurs, or anyone that's not main character or main forefront on the spotlight. I try to avoid those. That's my taste. But yeah, unfortunately, I may not have a few cents for this on the input for mine. So y'all have that.
I'm pretty good.
She seems like she's like I feel like certain players will probably just stick with her, main her out. I don't think she has like a good outside of just the goons, but she just has like a regular. I don't think she have like a really strong player base on it, especially with the character. The character might be a little too technical, but again, this is just speculation.
Too technical.
Like why play? Yeah, too technical.
How is she gonna be technical?
Who? Mai is too technical?
I said she might be too technical.
What would give you that? Thing is too technical in Street Fighter 6, bro.
Yeah, nothing. Who's technical in that game other than specifically Ed during specifically that super?
Okay.
Maybe Guile.
Yeah, Guile. You actually have to know how to manage
combos.
Yeah. Well, just in general, we got like comboing off a guy. Guile's like stray Like comboing off of Guile's back heavy punch, light sonic boom at max range as a drive rush cross jab. That feels pretty good every time I do it. Because it's a slightly more difficult combo.
Is Terry considered technical?
I don't think he is. I think you need to
I don't
know like
yeah.
a wider amount of things, but to actually do those things is not hard.
No.
Man,
like you can play him at a basic level. You can play him like, all right, yeah, he's a normal character, but he does have layers and of course and depth to his characters. Like you got to know like the power charge combos and be able to maximize his damage. But execution wise, he isn't too difficult of a character to play. It's just that in this game, it's I don't know if he translated well, that if that makes sense. Like he doesn't have anything that's too threatening. I know he just got out of patch. I know he just got some buffs on the latest patch, but it still feels like a character that's kind of like underwhelming.
I mean, he's only that way because he doesn't have a far cancelable heavy button that he can just bully people with. If he just had that, he would be fine. But he doesn't have a far cancelable.
They gave him alligator arms.
Yeah, I mean, they could have just gave him every shuttle style character standing fierce that everyone has. I guess they didn't want to do it again. But the punch that Ed has, which is just Ryu's punch, which is just Ken's punch, which is just Akuma's punch. Like that exact punch that everyone has that's like good at the ground.
Sounds like a Shoto punch.
Yeah, it's the Shoto punch. Yeah. Because, we don't have close and far normals no more. So everything's kind of got to be like kind of the same.
And now you got the Shoto punch.
You got the Shoto punch to do everything. But they have to have that. If they didn't have that stand fierce, they would just lose neutral for sure. Because otherwise they had to play crouch medium kick range.
I guess
characters that are way faster than them.
That sounds like the electric of the Mishimas.
Yeah, now stand fierce. Like, oh, do they have the stand fierce? Yes or no?
They need that button to actually be a valuable threat for sure, especially in this game.
In this climate of
in this condition,
getting poked one time and getting put in the corner.
That's it. Where corner carry is kind of like the big deal, making being an effective character. And then if he does so like I feel like he's just a fair character. Like he doesn't really have anything that's too out there. And I kind of feel like Mai's kind of gonna be the same way, where she has some things that are considered good, but she's not gonna be like oh damn, everybody got to play Mai, everybody got to pick up Mai. Because I remember it's the new character syndrome. So when new characters come up, people kind of like scramble to try to find out where these characters are in a place. Until it's the Terry top 5, man. I'm telling you, Terry top 5. And stuff like that. I used to see that a lot, where people were just talking about it. But of course, with a new character, everybody's excited to try the character out. Everyone gets their input on him. But for the most part, I don't think she'll have anything just based. And this is just me basing it off of her like previous games appearances. Because again, I feel like they're gonna borrow heavily from KOF 15 for her moveset, and maybe like throw in a few Fatal Fury things here and there. But I do think she's gonna get a unique gimmick. I know y'all might not, y'all might not agree with it.
What's the gimmick?
I just said just defend.
You are so crazy.
I don't think they'll give her. I think they'll give her the Vega shit.
She'd be the best character in the game automatically.
It might make her.
She's the only character in the game that can't lose drive gauge on block. Low committal. You think they're just gonna give her that?
They're gonna give her the same thing that Terry had with
That's not even a gimmick, dog. It's literally Cammy's thing. Oh, hey, watch out, everybody! He's got backspin knuckle. Woo!
So they did that because of Final. They did that because of Final Fight, right? So if anything, she'll get like a KOF mechanic, which they did give Terry his cancels in the special moves thing, right? So
that's because they couldn't fit no more unique buttons.
Yeah.
That's what actually happened. They just couldn't fit any more unique normals. So like, all right, just make this special cancelable, man. Isn't that tackle a normal?
Once?
In King of Fighters?
What power? You talking about power tackle?
Yeah, I thought it was just in King of Fighters. Isn't just Ford and B?
But when you do tackle in the
Not
dunk,
B, but Ford and C.
when you do tackle in the dunk, you still cancel a special move into a special move, right? Or is that just a target combo? I mean, or not a target combo, a Rekka kind of deal.
What,
Yeah,
the tackle?
Yeah.
No, the way it works is that you can't access power dunk without doing stand medium punch into the target combo.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah, I remember. I was so disappointed with that. And they changed the fireball game, man. It's like, I don't know, the fact that they're willing to change how this fireball game works, they'll probably fuck with my fan as well. She'll probably have like, because you know how her fan, she throws it, you block it, and it bounces up in the air, kind of like Gendro's card. I don't know if they're gonna let that.
That's only her EX though. Her EX only gives the bounce.
Right. You think they're gonna let her keep that?
Yeah, I don't think it. Yeah, I think they'll give that to her. Unless they make it where it's just hard knockdown on hit if she does EX.
And then she's got the dive kick, right? So
yeah, the only thing that's like, honestly, she'll be good if they let Sasabi no Mai be good, or like the corner carry attack. They like what's it called? Hisatsu Shinobi Bachi or whatever, the one that corner carries. If that one lets you corner carry and get a combo after the corner carry, then she'll be fine. Honestly, just that is enough.
Oh no, carry shoulder tackle is half circle forward, B or D in KF series. So and it's
yeah, I saw that. I always thought it was a unique button because the way I saw the combo work. But I guess it's just a special move that you can just cancel out of.
There you go.
Is that her the move where she does like the fire pillar around and she does like the pose?
No, that's what's it? Something no Mai. I can't remember what the fucking name of the move is. It's like called Kagura no Mai or something like that. I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, use it as an anti. Yeah, use it as an anti-air, right?
It's a super.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I just think she's gonna be Miss Buttons, bro. She's got
to be missing buttons.
Miss Buttons.
Her heavy punch is really good, and her it just fast, just like wham. Mm-hmm. But I say that, but it may not be that good in context of the game she's in. But like going from Street Fighter to like King of Fighters, it just feels better because it's a fast button.
Yeah.
But her stand jab is good, even in King of Fighters. I think it goes hella far.
Yeah.
But that means that for sure they're not going to let her have that in Street Fighter.
Her stand jab, stand heavy kick. She has a good slide. She has good pokes. She can poke with her special moves. She's got far-reaching special attack, and her air game is just untouchable, or it's supposed to be.
That's because she has CD jump. Like I don't think they're going to let her do that.
You don't think they're going to let it rock?
Nah, like Terry doesn't have Terry doesn't have a CD, does he? I don't think so.
It made it into his DI. They made it, yeah.
So that means
made it to his DI animation.
I don't know. I mean, like too much speculation right now.
Yeah, I wonder if she'll get the little air, like the air knees. I remember that where she like floats down.
Yeah, the unique normal. It's like I can't.
Yeah, I wonder if she'll get that. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think she'll more likely come out like late February or something. You know, Capcom wait till like the last minute to let her to release her. And then after that, we get Elena. Probably sometime in May or something. Because I guess they got to get scientists to try to figure out how to balance healing.
I got a balance way to do it. Don't put it in the game.
Just don't put healing in the game.
Just don't put healing in the game. She got two other special moves.
What do you? That's her staple, bro. She was healing an animal.
That's her staple?
That's her staple. You can't have Elena without healing.
That's interesting because when I watched Elena play Third Strike at Last Evo, that's not what he picked.
He didn't pick healing.
No, he didn't. Because he wanted to win.
Why? What is he gonna do? Parry in the healing?
Parry in the healing? Throw in the healing? For 10 health?
Are you gonna do parry in the kill with your super?
Yeah. Just win. The only reason it's even good in Street Fighter 4 is because they're morons. And they put the healing on the mechanic that requires you to take damage that you just heal back, which you will heal, take more damage again, and then heal it back. Like that's the only reason why it's good. If I gave you a super bar and you only had a choice between winning and then healing, you would just win. But in Street Fighter 4, that was one of the most moronic things I've ever seen them do.
Hard knockdown, backdash,
healing, and then the health she just lost and recovered is now more health to get healing again. It was really dumb.
She could get 2 in one round, 2 healings.
Yeah, it was really stupid. It was really dumb. I don't think healing will be that good if it's not like. I mean, honestly, if you think about it this way, Street Fighter 6 has like how many scenarios in Street Fighter 6 do you think you can knock someone down and heal and not get hit?
Man, you could probably perfect parry, do some bullshit heal.
Yeah, but then they're gonna be back up.
Or not now.
They would have to make the heal a hit.
Drive impact heal.
Yeah.
Drive it, yeah.
But you know what's better? You know what's better, Bates? Drive impact, win the game.
What if drive impact while they're burnt out, heal, and then win the game?
Why not just use your level 3 and win? Like, there's like too many scenarios where if you land a drive impact, you probably would rather do a full screen corner carry and then put pressure on the. It's like Jamie. Yeah, man, just get your drink.
You know what? You're right. If you give her super the healing, you nerf her because now she loses out on big damage off of her super.
Yeah,
because you might just be winning. You might just be winning hard, and you need to end the game. But because your super is healing, you have to give your opponent another chance to fight.
I think of it this way: if her level 1 is her healing, she's ass automatically because she can't defend herself when she's burnt out. If her level 2 is healing, she's ass because that means she don't got no damage spike for level 2. And then if her level 3 is healing, she's super ass because she can't even finish the game. The only way it would be good is if it hits and does regular damage and heals, which that's dumb. If they do that, they're stupid. But
give her a full animation into heal, like
into a free heal. Yeah, if they're that stupid, then sure. But I don't think they'll do something that stupid. I mean, look at Jamie. He nerfs himself halfway through his combo on purpose. Like they designed his level 3 to be ass.
Crazy concept.
Yeah, can you imagine? And they were like, "Hey, we made which is technically what I feel like they did. Hey, man, we're gonna make his level 3 launch in the air so you get a free drink. Woo!" And then basically, like, damn, it would have been really nice if I could have just won the game right here.
Yeah. I'm in a party that I hate that Jamie can combo after his level 3. I think you should just give me just do the level 3 damage and be done with it.
You know what would be better, Base? How about you do a level 3 and then the drink is in the animation and you automatically get the drink for free. And then you also get a mix up.
How about level 3? I just give my 4 drinks every time I land my level.
Yeah, why not? Like, who cares? Yeah. The round's gonna be over anyway soon. Yeah. And then you don't get to keep the drinks anyway. Because the way I look at it, characters like Cammy, can't they just dash after their level 3 that goes full screen and then get more pressure afterwards and win? So it's like, what if Cammy had to take a sip? She would be ass.
Cammy taking a sip is crazy.
Let me do this 40 frame move real quick, you know?
Yeah, like
this 40 frame move.
It doesn't make sense to give her healing.
She has supers from other games that's not healing. I know it's iconic because, one guy was doing it in Capcom Cup and it was like really interesting, but I don't know, man. It's not that big a deal for me. In Street Fighter 6, I don't think healing factor is a big deal, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I don't think
basically it's nothing to worry about.
Yeah, especially when people get drive rush full screen and kill you anyway. Who cares?
Who cares, man? Heal up.
Yeah, go
ahead. Go ahead. I'm one Crocs beam kick away.
Think about how bad Zangief suffers for not having a super. That he can invincible super that he can just do as a defensive option. And now you just take it away. Or you probably make it like her level 3 or something. Couldn't be a level 1. You can't give healing level 1. That's crazy.
No, so that's not gonna work.
Yeah. Maybe
it would have to be. It would have to be her level 2.
Level 2, yeah.
And then she's losing damage at that point.
At that point, you probably start saving it for your level 3 anyway. That's interesting. Those I'm with Retro though. I think they picked some whack characters for season 2, especially to close it out.
A pretty sad lineup though, but I guess for the few players that are happy for the characters, good for them. But then that begs the question though: what would be you guys' ideal roster then for season 3?
Sagat, yeah, man. How could you not bring?
You only get 4 characters. You get 4.
Sagat, Balrog.
Yeah, Sagat, Dudley. All right, Sagat, Dudley, Makoto, surprise guest character, Kazuya.
That would be cool.
Bring back the cross Tekken Kazuya. Bring back Street Fighter.
You just want a plus wake up option.
I just want a less people in 6.
It would be nice to have a high execution character in the game. I think the season 3, like Guilty Gears, like they have a bunch of insane high execution characters in their like later seasons. Like after they released their initial roster, they went kind of crazy with how the characters work. Should actually do the same, man. They have enough easy ass characters in this game. Just make a bunch of crazy hard characters that are strong. They get creative.
We want a more execution heavy based character.
Well, I just want them to be more creative. I don't think you can get that creative in this game because at the end of the day, it's like the strongest thing is crouch beam kick drive rush. So
at the end of the day, that's it. That's the game plan.
Thing in the game. Yeah, it's the strongest thing. Option. So they have to they need to make difficult characters that are strong, that are stronger than that. And I feel like they're too scared. Because, what we got now? We got like no hard characters in the game. Except for maybe Ed. And even then. And Guile. And they just nerfed Ed.
Yeah, speaking of.
And buffed Aki for some stupid reason.
Well.
Because the game needs to be more interesting. Because right now, when I feel like I play the game, which is not very often right now, I feel like I'm just doing a block string. And then knowing for a fact they're going to swing back with a medium button and drive rush. And in the game, it's just like the game is like right there. That's the game. Because if I defend that, I'm ahead. And if I don't defend that correctly, I may just fucking spiral out of control and lose. But it's annoying that I can only do 2 jabs. And whatever they do next, they're just going to beat me out for the most part. So I want something more fun. I want something like creative. That like, okay, well, what if I do 2 jabs? And I'm playing a weird character that can go backwards in the air or something to avoid this scenario, or teleports or something, anything. Because they didn't even let Kuma teleport, man. Not even Kuma could teleport. Because when I was ready to play a Kuma. I was like, oh, this is gonna be so sick. I can play Kuma. I'm gonna be able to do jab, teleport backwards to avoid this whole thing I hate. And then if they want to hard chase me down, they have to drive rush on reaction. But maybe I can mix it up and do the kick teleport. And that teleport is not a teleport now. Now it's a running bear grab for some reason.
Yo, that's really what it is.
It's a running bear grab. It is a running bear grab.
They took the dive kick. He doesn't. The grab. He doesn't have the demon flip grab. So it's kind of took away.
A lot of the interplay is being removed from Street Fighter 6. Or not Street Fighter 6, just Street Fighter, where the options presented are, hey, I'm doing this thing. You can't stop me. I'm going to do it. And I hope you survive. And that's the game. And then if you can stop them, then you get to live another day, and then hopefully you do back to them. Because I right now, the game is just when I'm watching it, it's just so rudimentary. It's like when I watch Kusanagi, right? I like watching I like playing Ryu, right? So Kusanagi is like the guy that's winning with Ryu. When I watch him play Ryu, the strategy he implements with Ryu, he can implement literally any character that's good. It's just him pressing. I think when he beat Xiaohai, the way he won that final round, he just put Xiaohai on block round start and pushed him into the corner on block, forced him to guess on a throw, And then he had blocked Xiao Hai's wake up DP like once or twice, which automatically makes you lose in this game for no reason. And because you're spending 2 bars to die. And he threw him to death because Xiao Hai did not want to risk anything because he already been guessed right on twice. So seeing that be a good strat, like, hey, I'm going to make you block round start and you can't do nothing about it because it's just if you swing back, you lose. And once you're in the corner, we're guessing for on throw because there's no like unique way for me to apply offense outside of throw or button. And you have no way to defend yourself that's unique outside of just guessing with DP or no DP. It's just really boring. Like, even though Street Fighter like 2 is incredibly explosive and crazy, the way offense is applied outside of like Vega is more interactive and fun because of how strong throw and DP are. So you can defensively use these tools to reclaim your position more aggressively, as opposed to Street Fighter 6, where you can't throw DP because you'll lose, and you can't throw because you'll lose. Like, you're just gonna lose. You're just kind of picking how you like which bet on what you're gonna lose. It's too destructive right now. But I'm just playing. I want that for season 3. That's the new character.
It's a new character for season 3.
Yep. I want that for season 3. I want characters that don't play like that. I want characters more layered offense, and I want characters that can like avoid the scenario. Because right now it's boring to watch. Like, I'm tired of watching like someone press. I was commentating Darius's match yesterday. Not a tournament. I was just doing it for fun. He was playing ranked, right? And I'm like, all right, Darius, here's the thing. You're playing versus Aki, so guess what? You're gonna 2 jabs, and he's gonna smash Tammy and punch. And he did 2 jabs, he mashed Tammy and punch. And then he drive rushed in. And I'm like, okay, you gotta block this out. Okay, you blocked it out, good. Okay, go on your offense. Okay, you did 2 jabs. Now don't do anything. He pressed Tammy and drive rush again. I'm like, okay, he's burnt out. now you get to play your offense for free. But that's so boring. Like, because that stand medium punch on block and crouch mean kick on block after blocking 2 jabs is so strong because you're essentially putting them in a complete guess after their jabs are done. And the only way to stop somebody from doing that is to do like a hard read parry or doing a special move on the second jab to just be a frame trap, to be a fake frame trap. You can press stand light kick too, but I mean, if they press stand light kick, you're still screwed. You don't have enough power on offense to stop people from doing crazy shit back to you. And offense is also simultaneously too strong because when they drive rush off of heavy buttons, they can't stop you on forcing a guess as well. It's ugly. No, it's just ugly. It's ugly to watch right now. That's just my opinion. Okay. I don't know. I don't know if anyone agrees with that, but that's just my opinion. So I want characters that go around that. Is the best way to say it.
Yeah. I feel like that's a direction that they may go into, like in future consideration. Like, they can. I mean, we've seen them have the ability to like completely change mechanics. Well, not mechanics, but completely make adjustments to the game that overall affects every character in the game, just off of these patches that are coming out. Right? We just recently had the perfect parry change, for multi-hitting moves. It took a while for them to address that. There was a bug with that. They looked at the bug, they fixed that. So it's just it's the game can continue to evolve for sure. For sure. I don't think it'll play the same like going forward. I think they're going to keep.
I think it's gonna. If they never touch the game, I think a year from now it would still be the same game. To me, the game is too heavily based off the mechanics. If you think about it, every Street Fighter 6 match is determined by mechanic RPS. So what I mean by mechanic RPS, you have drive rush, you have drive impact, and you have burnout. All matches are determined by how well those 3 things are managed. So it doesn't leave much variation for players. Every character plays with those 3 mechanics differently, and you try to maximize as best as you can. And then the only variation is perfect parry. That throws a wrench in all those mechanics. So it's for me, it'll never change unless they adjust the mechanics. Obviously, people can get better with punishing. Obviously, people can get better at combos. Obviously, people can get better. But at the end of the day, good characters are good characters because those things all work out in their favor. And they'd have to rework all the mechanics for that to change. Other than that, I think in this day and age and in this era of fighting games, people are so good at figuring out the game, figuring out the mechanics, figuring out the combos, figuring out the character. They do it. They do it so quickly that I don't think it. Well, you just get good at what everybody already knows, and you don't really see too many people busting out anything new. Like I think last tournament, the last big major tournament, like Evo, everybody was all hype about Japanese players perfect parry of fireballs all the time or some shit. Like that's already a mechanic. It's just you could do it consistently now. Or everybody reacting to drive impact. Or everybody cross cutting more and or perfect parry and jump ins. Like those are all things that just are already in the game. As opposed to older games where people were figuring out the unblockables. That wasn't meant to be in the game. People were figuring out the OSs. The game didn't come with OSs. Anime games, they let you know about OSs, but Street Fighter don't like OSs. That's why they patched out the jump back OS in Street Fighter 5. Stuff like that. And that's what the players develop. Like all this other stuff that's like being developed in Street Fighter 6, it's just what the game allows. And people are just taking advantage of it. So they're just going to change the game to how they see fit, which with this latest update, they don't want people throwing sweeps. They don't want you DPing and winning the game anymore. They don't want Bison jumping anymore. Like they just take away stuff. They nerf perfect parry to where if it's multi-hitting attack, the perfect parry doesn't do it, doesn't cancel. So stuff like that is them just directing the game. It's no longer gameplay that the players are creating. You're just getting good at the game that they gave us, basically. And then when they find out that they don't like it or they don't like where the game is going, they just change it. And that's what my gripe with Street Fighter 6 is. Not that I don't think it's a bad game at all. I like playing Street Fighter 6. It's just it's too directed. There's not very many techniques or things in Street Fighter 6 that is player created. It's all within the game. You just get good at it.
Yeah. Did you watch Tekken World Tour? Ace?
No.
You didn't? Okay. Did you, Retro?
Yes, cause actually we did a little fantasy bet.
Okay. Did you bet on Ranchu?
No, because
you know why you didn't bet on Ranchu?
So all right. Hold on. No, this is what happened. All right. So what happened was we did a special thing at our tournament for the Tekken players for top 16 who made top 16 in our tournament. Basically, who got first, second, third, whatever, can choose whoever they think will they get the first comfort, the first place, whatever, first serve, whatever, to choose who they bet to win, and yeah, so we have our actual Kuma player from Root to pick Ranchu. So of course, yeah. So the only choice I managed to pick was Ashland Ash. So I couldn't choose Ranchu.
But yeah. The only reason your Kuma buddy picked Ranchu is because he plays Kuma.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, that's the reason I can't pick Ranchu, because I got like top. I think it's top 8, but I got like 19.
Even if you weren't doing a bet, would you have bet on Ranchu winning? Actually, would you be like, Ranchu is going to be Tekken World Tour champion? He's going to be. I know for a certain.
Oh, yeah.
You would?
Yeah, because the thing is, like, at this point, the way it is going, like,
what about Ranchu makes you think he's going to win? Over Arsenal Ash, who's won literally every Evo ever.
All right. Because the thing about it is that.
And Tekken World Tour.
Like, the only.
And Tifu also won TWT.
Like, not because of Ranchu, besides the fact that Ranchu, like, won the World Tour 2019 and all, it's the fact that, like, literally, like, of course, with the character, like, Kuma's not a joke character. Kuma and Panda, the way this game is, and the way they are designed, and with Kuma, Like they're not jokes, and they. I know a lot of people underestimate that character. That's one factor, and of course, Rain Chu just like pretty much obviously like no one because no one else really uses Kuma but Rain Chu. And
I mean, you know why?
They unfortunately, like I said, they underestimated. People don't. No one thinks about that character.
No, dog. There's no way you can say Kuma is as good as like the top 15 characters in the game.
Yeah, but what happens when you believe in that? But the same thing. I said same case with Idom and Laura. Like they ignored.
They gave a grappler a fireball.
A fireball.
That's a hood classic. No matter what you do with that shit's gonna always be good.
There's
a reason why grapplers and fireballs never coexist, and they did one for Street Fighter V.
Now, why the Japanese didn't rate like Laura as good, I don't know. To me, it feels like an automatic red flag in my head if I see a fireball coming at me out of a grappler.
But like I said, but in that case, Idom said it himself. No one, when he was walking around and they were doing training and stuff, no one wanted to train against Allura, and he like, all right. And then, of course, in the end, he switched to Poison. But still, same case with Kuma. That's just underestimation. Like, and that's like here for the U.S. especially. Well, of course, I shouldn't say that because we only have one. But the idea that many players,
well, you can't say it's like the character if it's just one person on the like planet, right?
Yeah.
Like name another like the way I think of it. Is that, I mean, you're amazing. You thought Rainchu was going to win. 100%. That's crazy. The only reason I'm like, I can't believe it that would be your first thought is because the game of Tekken is so geared towards offense right now due to the heat. And Kuma does not have a good sidestep. And so he can't sidewalk offense at all. Damn near. Or I don't actually really can't for the most part against the good characters for sure. And that would mean Rainchu would just have to be so perfect with his not. But I know you say he's not a joke character. He's obviously there are no joke characters anymore.
Right? No, that's what I'm saying. In this case, he's not like. But people.
I mean, he wasn't a 7 either.
Let's establish this real quick. He's not a joke character. Nobody. Obviously, Kuma is they buffed him in a way to make him relevant. But do you think Kuma is top 10 in Tekken right now?
I would say
your hesitation scares me.
There's no way.
There's no way you think that for real.
I can name 10. If I name 10 characters, if I name 10 characters right now, you would say Akuma's better than one of them. Nina. Is he better than Nina?
Oh, no.
Is he better than Dragunov?
No.
Is he better than Fang?
Oh, no.
Is he better than Jin?
No.
No. Hell no. That was crazy. Hell no. The hesitation was crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I mean, yeah.
Is he better than Yoshi? Is he better than Yoshi?
But who?
Is he better than Yoshi?
No. Yoshi's still pretty solid.
Solid? All right. Is he better than is he better? Did your name Fang? Your name Fang.
Yeah,
is he better than Shaheen?
No.
That character is crazy.
No, I remember people ignore that. Like, okay, no, I can't speak from our perspective.
Okay,
is he better than Elisa?
For having us 3 Elisas in our team, no, definitely no.
Okay, is he better than Brian Fury?
Oh no. Mm-mm.
Okay, so we're already
you only got 2 more characters, bro.
Is he better than King?
No.
Is he better than Martial Law? That character's cracked too. Or Claudio or Howring.
Okay, so now the answer is no. So now that we got you here, and we know Bear is not a top 10 character, there is no way that you could say Rangchu winning was only due to knowledge check and being slept on. That's clearly a skill diff. Can y'all agree? Can y'all agree? Just Rangchu is just better.
Yeah, he's just better.
Yeah.
He's
I mean,
it's not like
consistently.
people haven't seen. It's not like people haven't seen Rangchu play Bear. Remember, all these top players, they play each other.
They play each other.
They play each other all the time. How is Rangchu going to get reps in against the 1001 Dragonauts when he has access to the best Dragonaut? He's going to play the 1001 Dragonauts. So it's not like they haven't fought him. And the same thing with Atif. Atif and Arzan Ash, they go travel and play people. Arzan Ash is famously known for being training partners with Nee. Nee went to Pakistan and just played, stayed a week and played all of their community. These guys play each other. At the highest level, everybody has played each other. I would argue that's why Street Fighter 6 meta is so crazy right now. Because they're constantly playing each other in these online tournaments, in these discords. They're just always playing each other. And then they talk to each other about each other.
Of course, you have the situation where, some people argue that the game is inconsistent and stuff. And I'm like, no. The problem is that they're definitely not inconsistent. Like, the top players are not going to be getting first place or whatever place they want all the time. But will they still be in that same... The deviation, the standard deviation of it'll be in the same area. Like, the thing is, like, Pump may not always win TNS, but he will get at least maybe third, fourth, second, maybe fifth, and at the worst seventh. It is in that rotation. And like, yeah, but the thing with the War Tour, as I said, Tekken War Tour, yeah, I'm trying to apply the parallel, of course, with that and Street Fighter, is that you see that on the top players, like, they play each other all the time, but like I said, that happened with Matt, was it the teenage Matt kid that beat Angry Bird or Big Bird, Wonder Birds, and then he had Marine playing Manon.
Did he win he won the whole tournament?
No.
No, he just beat a player.
Well then, I mean, all right.
Yeah, Manon.
Anyone can. I mean, that happens a lot, man. That specifically can happen to anybody. You get like Menard. He lost to that one guy that one time in the online tournament and threw a hissy fit about it.
Menard.
He lost that one guy. Ken Blair again, by the way, and it happens. I don't think it's weird to. Remember when Tokido lost to Chocolate one time and never again?
Yeah.
Like,
and then Marine,
it happens, man.
Yeah,
you can't be perfect all the time. Like, all the time. I would say it's probably normal for a top player to lose once in a while to some guy. That's good. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying a good player. Remember when Musa almost beat Daigo?
I remember that. I definitely remember.
You think Musa better than Daigo? You think that's like...
No, but...
Well, then what like... It just can happen to anybody. Like, that's not like that crazy. If you had told me he won the whole tournament, that'd have been crazy. I'm like, dang, really? But like, if this is one guy, that's kind of... I can expect a random upset happening once in a while.
Yeah, that's something that's like a toss of dice type of situation where a player, I mean, even if a top player, they lose every now and then to like Naruto fan 42 or something like that, it can happen. It's not too surprising. I mean, you'll see that happening, especially at bigger events too, as well, where such and such didn't even make it out of pools, or such and such is in losers early, something like that, and people get all shocked and surprised. And I'm like, man, it can happen. I mean, it can happen to anybody.
And this game is super explosive and dangerous too. There's like no way to. I would never bat an eye if I saw someone lose in this game. Sometime, like the difference between a really, really good player, like a professional player, and like a good player is consistency. And so, if the good player beats the great player once and then immediately loses the tournament, that's whatever. But like, if that guy that just lost to that guy once and then climbs all the way out of losers, it's because he's just a better player. in general, and he'll make his way out normally anyway because he's just better. But anyway, the whole point I brought Tekken World Tour anyway was I was going to point out that Raichu winning with that character is not something I would ever expect out of Street Fighter 6. Because the way you can apply styles in Tekken is way more open-ended than how Street Fighter 6 currently feels to me. And it allows people like Raichu, who are specialists, to just be themselves and play the way they want to play. And it also has a lot to do with the fact that Tekken doesn't, completely destroy characters' identity every like, circulation of a new game. Yeah, Balrog has a headbutt, but you know what? How about we just get rid of that and put something useless instead? Juri, she's about holding these buttons down and being a zoner character that can also kind of like play rush down with her ultra. You know what? Get rid of all of that, all of it. She's just a regular ass boring character now. Like that doesn't really happen in Tekken to the extreme. Like you get some new moves and you'll lose some moves, but it's not like Heihachi Mishima is gonna be throwing a Hadouken. And for some, like, it's not like I'm gonna play Tekken 7 Heihachi, and then Tekken 8 Heihachi comes out and he's throwing a Hadouken now. It's more like, okay, well, I lost this string, but now I got this string. And so I guess I can apply it this way. And so that allows people to specialize in their character in a way that they can kind of be a real specialist. But in Street Fighter, I don't feel like that's a thing. There's not enough time to become a specialist in Street Fighter anymore. Because the way the patches work, they'll kill your character. You think Candy players are happy right now?
Oh no. Oh yeah.
Nope.
They'll murder your character. I mean, they can murder your character in Tekken 2, but I mean, that's not something. In Tekken, you can just win by being better a lot of the time. Because when Raichu won that first Tekken World Tour, that character was ass.
Yep.
Like, probably bottom 3. And I don't think I've ever seen a bottom 3 character ever win like a giant tournament when people are actually competing actively. Obviously, someone's going to bring up some game like Street Fighter 3, where like there may be a tournament, and then there's not 10,000 people actively playing right now. It's just a handful of people. So just someone who's better can just probably win with anyone if they felt like it. I know that can happen, but I'm talking about like there's $1 million on the line. Everyone's picking the best thing possible to win. So you got to go through 1,000 Dragunovs to get to the top, and not just like one Chun-Li in Third Strike. There's only like one.
So
because people are actually trying to win. Like that's way more impressive. Seeing Raichu win with Bear in Tekken 7 was crazy, and him winning with Bear again is just as crazy. Because that dude had to probably kill a lot of Dragunovs and Jins to get there with his character, which he's the only one to do it. I mean, there's no other Bear that's like on that level. He just really likes that character. I just don't think that's a thing in like other fighting games right now. So, it feels that way anyway. Because like even if you wanted to be a Jamie specialist, there's like no benefit. Like there's nothing you can. The game is not dynamic enough to allow your enjoyment of your character. There's no way to like if you play Jamie and you were just playing your ass character because you just like him. If you win, you're just so ridiculously better than everyone else. Because the amount of times it takes you to kill the other guy could have killed you in 2 hits. And you're just that much better. You said, whatever, I'll just do it this way. I don't know. That's just how I feel about like that, the comparison. Where like I was super impressed with Raichu. But then at the same time, I realized that like that opportunity isn't really a thing in Street Fighter. And it's just due to how quickly things get patched.
And like, speaking of, I'm sorry, go ahead.
So I was gonna say just like how let's just say you're a long time. I was about to say like long time gaming players, they've been playing this character a specific way this whole time, and then now they can't get out the corner for free with EX Cannon Spike, and now they also don't want them doing their unique wake up option of holding up and pressing
and then
Cannon Spike.
Just a real quick close that out is like Tekken there's so many legacy mechanics and things that you can't take with a character and skills will show. Unfortunately, in a game like Street Fighter where they're constantly patching, well, there's no real such thing as like legacy skills in Street Fighter. Maybe anti-airs.
Well, just neutral,
like
I guess.
But yeah,
anti-airs.
Yeah, but that's not going to carry you through Street Fighter. Like you do have to play how they want you to play. So I think that's what irritates a lot of people about 6. It's like you have to play within the boundaries of 6. You're not gonna change. You're not gonna fucking reinvent the wheel.
Oh yeah,
just get good at how you're supposed to play.
Yeah.
You can get good at how you play, then you'll be alright.
I tried playing Ryu like a zoning character, like trying to fireball. That is the dumbest shit I ever tried to do.
Yeah,
I should just press Stand Furious and Drive Rush.
Like Street Fighter 6 doesn't want you to only win with fireballs. They don't want you to only win with mix-ups. You have to play all with the things they want you to play.
Like it's mechanic reliant more than character reliant.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Perfect way to put that. It's more about the mechanics less than the character.
Cause granted, like JP will kill Zangief. Like it's on paper. No, everyone can see that. But Zangief having a drive rush, like in a sense, well, maybe would not be specific or say Zangief can parry. Zangief can now have a dash cancel mechanic. And then of course, like I said, he may have a few different tools, but he has mechanics that's built in the game main system that he can close in on a JP. Which, like, you don't think on paper it should not happen. JP should just kick him out, EX, this, that, poke him, or just do regular spikes. That should be game. Like, same with Dawson. Dawson kick him out, poke. That should be game. If Zangief somehow I'm not saying miraculously, but somehow gets close enough, grab, step back, going again, grab, step back, going again, you're dead. Grab one more time, you're dead. That's pretty much what people would speculate is in Street Fighter 2, in Street Fighter in general. And the idea, the archetype of a character, like a grappler versus a zoner versus a rushdown versus whatever, the archetypes only matter to a certain extent. Granted, they maybe have new tools that will help them along in the game in some sense, in addition to the mechanics. But if you're not utilizing the mechanics, and because the mechanics also is based on the idea of management, like you can't just EX all the time or drive rush all the time, or do this all the time, whatever all the time, and you're burnt out, and now you're nearly SOL. Is that there's now also too is because in the game itself, because of the mechanics, there's more than one way to escape an option or situation, and that adds onto the layer of a mental, like, it's mental stack, but also adds into a layer of a lot of decisions you have to make to win the game. And so if you don't have that much of mental stack of knowledge to utilize the mechanics in the game, you're gonna get shut down pretty quickly. Even you have what would be considered the best character in the game. So let's say even you do have Ken or Jerry, Guile, can't say Cam anymore. Not DJ. Ken is still solid. Kuma there. Like whatever the top 5 characters are, even to have play around those characters, it won't. I won't say it should seem to guarantee you that you should win the game with these characters. But now, like I said, in comparison to Tekken, I can understand where, like I said, Lily winning. Of course, Chakotay winning that major. Yes, that's one major. But of course, the fact you may not see another Lily winning an event at a lot larger scale. It'll be crazy to think about, like I said, Lily or Jamie to win Capcom Cup. Like if you pick and say, hey, this Capcom Cup, I want random who or plays Manon, or I've got who the best Jamie And then Lily, I picked those characters to win Capcom Cup. Yeah, it's like you be thinking crazy.
Even at the highest level, they're losing to the mechanics of the game. That's what that, that's why Tekken is more, I would say, more universal in regards to like character death, is because it's a 3-dimensional game. There's of course more layers to it versus comparing it to something like Street Fighter, whereas you're put in a situation you're kind of you're done for. But it, it's just not as much. It's not as forefronted as what like comparing both of the games, and it's not as forefronted as it could be. Like, we were talking about the latest notes. They had to revert it because you parry after knockdown or something like after the input buffer from it. Of course, we had the latest patch that just came out like a week or so ago for Street Fighter 6. Shout outs to the Jamie nerfs. Um, what happened? Did I drop?
Not gonna.
Oh, all right, I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I was saying about how the changes are going now. Like we had Ryu, Terry, Marissa, Aki, Eve, Lee, Kimberly. Those characters eating good this patch. Kimberly standing fierce now does your taxes apparently. She can anti-air with it. Now really good button. There's a sweep change against Jamie, Ken, Cammy, and Kuma. Bison's you could punish those moves a bit better now. Some characters couldn't get a proper punish if they just did it. So now they can't just like use it in neutral as much as they used to, or had to be careful about just throwing it out. I think there was also like a change for the corner change for like the side swaps. I think you can like dash under better now for characters. Characters don't get pushed back um to the corner. So it's little things like that can like overall little changes like that can overall affect the entire game. And these changes are like periodically coming out, like what, every 6 months or so. Um, so these are just things to pay attention of for the game. So again, I feel like the game is at a spot where I don't think any character can win for sure. I think even if you're like the highest ranked in the world, it's gonna all come down to, I think Bates mentioned it, the RPS system. At the end of the day, it's just you could be a legend rank, you could be the number one in the world with this character, but you could still lose in an instant just off of blinking or making one mistake. In a game like that where every hit counts and meter investment is like a big thing, yeah, that's kind of how it stands. But what did you guys think of? Did you guys check out any characters from the latest patch?
I didn't. I haven't turned the game on to try out. I just know I saw Ryu has a good crouch beam kick now. After 9 years, they finally gave him a good crouch beam kick. Actually, even longer. If I don't think of Evil Ryu as Ryu, it's been a long time.
Okay.
That's
Damn.
it. That's the only change I could think of. Like that stood out to me. Like Ryu getting a good crouch beam kick. Because my main argument for Ryu was that it was pointless to use crouch beam kick 90% of the time because the scaling it gave you was so bad on your follow up combos. You don't get a proper follow up like most like characters like Ken who can do a Ken, Cammy, and whoever. Ryu cannot really do a crouch beam kick driver's combo that ends in a good situation where he gets a mix up opportunity afterwards and he gets good damage. Kind of have to just sacrifice one for the other. Like you're not gonna get everything. The good characters get everything, and they lay crouch beam kick. They get a corner control, corner carry, and a mix up, and decent damage. Where you had to like choose. But now you can just do crouch me and kick fireball. And just stick to using Stand Fierce for combo conversion. Because Stand Fierce is good. I just never use crouch me and kick for that reason. Like, there's no reason to. Just use Stand Fierce. Stand Fierce is just way better. The only thing crouch me and kick will ever be good for is doing a hard call out on people walking backwards. But now that it's a real poke game, you can do it. And I guess they also made it so that you can actually, if you're ballsy enough, if you think they're going to walk backwards, you can just do crouch meme kick EX Jodan and do forward roundhouse into Tatsu now, which is pretty good because now you get all that stuff I just said, but that's a hard read. You're just going for it.
Mm-hmm. You're going to start to see more players just do it now, just hop kick, reuse hop kick because he can do EX Tatsu after it.
No, you can always do that. Well, what I'm saying is they're going to do EX Jodan into forward roundhouse into regular Tatsu.
Okay.
Because it leaves them close enough. That way you can get a mix-up afterwards. And it does get corner carry. So now you have a reason. Because before I did Stand Fierce, EX Jodan, you can hit confirm Stand Fierce into EX Jodan on reaction. So I would just throw Stand Fierce. And if I saw Fierce hit, I would do EX Jodan, drive rush, back roundhouse, medium Tatsu. And it would leave me point blank like at +3 after doing a dash. So I could do a real mix-up. But I had to spend 3 bars. But now you can do cross meme kick, EX Jodan, or Stand Fierce, EX Jodan, and do forward roundhouse Tatsu and get the same effect by having to spend the 3rd bar, which is really good actually, because in this game, if you do the drive rush, the game penalizes you and does not allow you to regain your drive gauge until the combo is done. And after a certain period of time has passed, you just cannot regain your drive gauge passively. But if you do crouch, meme kick, EX Jodan without the drive rush involved, then as you hit them, you're regaining your drive gauge. So it's like a net positive. Now you get to, by the time the combo's done, you'll probably only spent 1 bar. As opposed to Ryu before, you would have spent 3 bars, did like very little damage and had a mix up, or did more damage and still had no pressure afterwards. But now you get both. Now you get to have pressure and get your drive gauge back at the same time. Kind of like how like all the other good characters kind of work, where they hit you and then you have to block them, and then from them hitting you and them blocking you, you have lost a ton of drive gauge and they have recovered all their drive gauge. So they're going to do it again. It's kind of like that. So he's kind of in the same league. He might be a pretty good character now. I don't know how good, but he might be really good. It's hard to tell.
I know Desk put out that video, that comparison video about all the changes for all the characters and what they got now. But it's those subtle changes that can overall, make the character like really strong. Like maybe a character is like 1 or 2 or 3 changes away from just like being top tier, that it gives them something. For some reason, Aki is a character that's on people's radar now.
Not some reason, like she's good.
Good.
She was already good.
It ain't no some reason. It's solidified that she's good. Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Like she was already pretty strong. Better. And then the better characters got worse, right? So that kind of moves her up.
Yeah. Moved her up a little bit there. Lily got some weird change too, as well, to help her out with her combos, which is pretty strong for her changes too as well. So it's these characters, that's how the balance works. I guess every time a patch comes out, this is going to happen. It's going to be a back and forth thing between who gets what or who gets taken away. So maybe that's what they're being observant of. Characters who don't get that much playtime, let them eat, except for Jamie for some reason. Capcom.
They don't want him to be good. That's another topic. They pick which characters they want to be good. They don't want Jamie.
Yeah.
They know what it takes to make him good, and they're not gonna do it. I'm tired. I used to believe that maybe they just didn't see what it takes to make these characters good. They know what it takes to make these characters good. They just don't want to do it. So they are at the point where like, oh, okay, we don't want Jamie to be just yet. We want, everybody playing the DLC or something. So
That makes sense because all the DLC characters are ironically good. So
yeah,
all of them, everyone. They want to make all the
exactly.
DLC characters. They want people to spend money on. 'Em. That's what that
And
is. Is that what it is?
yeah, of course.
Okay, that makes sense. I
That's
don't
what
think
I
there hasn't
believe
been
at
a
least.
single bad. Yeah, I don't think there hasn't been a single bad DLC character, like just outright just bad. Like each one of them has something that's like unique, and they've been looked at the most as regards to like patch notes and stuff. So it makes sense for Capcom to pay attention to them. Make sure people pick up the passes and all that. You want to play top tier Aki? Guess how much she costs? What? $5-10? There you go.
Yeah.
I'll do you one better. You want to lab against this character? $5 to $10.
There it is.
That's the
Unless you
worst
got
part.
tickets.
It should be against the rules to make us lab against these damn characters that we had to buy separately. It's so
You said
crazy.
against the rule. It's their game. They can do whatever they want.
I know. It's just annoying. They should just make in the training mode free. It ain't hurt nobody.
You think they should be able to practice against the characters for free? It's like, nah. You can't
in
even
training
pick them
mode, you can't even do raid play takeover in Tekken unless you own the character.
Oh.
I don't know if that's the case in Street Fighter, but probably. I can imagine it is.
I think that would be probably like the workaround if you don't have a character to go do replay takeover, do it that way. But yeah, I guess they need to make these passes sell because we only get 4 characters a year, so that's that's something to think about. All right, y'all guys, I think y'all already said y'all choices for who y'all want for y'all 4. Retro, who since you said you weren't interested in this season, which characters would interest you for season 3 pass?
If we're to be a little more, less ideal, 2 new characters. It don't have to be like. I think it would be something that's not exactly Aki, where in the sense like bar elements from Fong. That'd be fine if so. But I say completely new, like unique. Of course, not everything always will be unique, but something that's always different, unique, different design. So like, and not another Shoto, I would say, or at least a character from a character that we haven't seen in a while, or in a sense like or have a playstyle that's you don't see much in a while, and it'd be like it would be a new Urian, something that's replaces Urian, I would say, for example. But in addition, like 2 new characters, brand new, original, non-guest characters, no
more guests. And no more guests, yo. No more guest characters, bro.
2 at least, and 2 characters that are, I say we haven't seen in a while, and they're still alive in the lore, and especially third strike characters. Like, where's Remy? I know, ironically, I just said that what I just said earlier, and Remy is was the kind of the guile ish in that game in third strike, or of course me. We need another G/Q type of character. That because I want that type of character to return of a sort.
You want this full screen low and then win?
Yes.
I need something that I need to fulfill my full screen low quota, and then there's like 1,000 characters in the game that do crouch me and kick, drive, rush.
But one with better charisma.
Oh, better charisma. They ain't gonna give him a low.
He just likes the character, bro. I can see
that. The character. He just want a character that's like.
Yeah, you're not talking about like how the character play. Also, like
there's nothing wrong with wanting to.
Yeah, he just likes he likes a gentleman character.
Yeah,
that's all.
Would you rather want G? Would you rather want Q or G?
G.
I know. I knew it.
I think G has way more personality.
He does. That's why I'm like, really.
I think he might fit better for this game than Q because the way the direction is going.
I mean, I think G's better for this game because he's way better than Q. I don't know what the hell the rest of that guy. Like G's just a better character by a long shot. He's the same. He's got the same like buttons as Q, but he doesn't fall down like an idiot after pressing it. Like it doesn't make like no one should want. I mean, obviously, some people might just want Q because they like how he looks.
Yeah,
but how the movesets work, G's moveset is just infinitely better than Q's. The only thing Q had going for him in Third Strike was that he could be insanely tanky after taunting.
Yeah, and like
He just had higher health.
Yeah, pretty much the highest.
After 3 taunts, he's untouchable. But yeah, I can see G being in the game. I'm sorry, man. I don't want to see G in the game. I don't want to see any more of these damn Street Fighter 5 characters in this game. They gave us 3 at the start. If you count Aki, they just reworked Fong.
That's what I'm saying. Well, yeah.
Literally, the first 3 characters are Fong as a woman, Rashid.
Come on, Painbot, don't do that.
Rashid
as a woman is crazy.
He's not wrong.
We got Ed.
Yeah.
We got 3 characters that are from Street Fighter 5 in a row. You want G?
Yes.
You said fuck as a woman.
I mean, you're not wrong though.
I hope they release G and this motherfucker's name is Y and it's a female.
I'd be all perfectly okay with that. As long as we have
it doesn't even play the same. And then you could be like all the Fong players.
So he wants. So I feel like Retro wants the lore characters that add on to the story or like have more depth, character wise. Like, so if they come out with a new character like Y, X, W or something like that as the next character, he'll probably like take interest into it. Or if they didn't go with G, they didn't bring back G.
I just don't want those fucking Street Fighter 5 characters. I'm sick of that fucking game.
I mean,
showing up in my other game.
Nobody mentioned Street Fighter 5 but you, yo.
No, I know. I'm saying I'm sick and tired of Street Fighter 5 characters showing up in my new fucking game.
Why did they do that?
All those, but a lot of those characters are ass, and they just got reworked into that game. Like Ed sucked, and they reworked him, and he's good, and now the Ed player won't play him. And then the Fong sucked, and he got reworked, and now a lot of the Fong players don't like him. So it's like, and Rashid was an annoying bitch, so they reworked him. But the Rashid players like him because he actually was, except for this guy. And
then there's
and so I'm just tired of all the mistakes of 5 are just those characters being ass and being reworked and put in Street Fighter 6. Why don't you just put Street Fighter 4 characters? Put some fucking 4 characters. Put fucking Rufus or some shit or C Viper. People like C Viper.
That's a good point, Paige.
Yeah, man. They'll put them in. You just won't play them. They'll make them hard. You won't play them.
How do you know that? You can predict it.
You literally have done it 3 times already, so I don't know. You're just gonna break the
I've only done it twice actually.
3 times.
They said third time's the charm.
No, yeah, I don't believe it.
Okay. Right.
They're gonna make you do comp and you gonna leave.
That's what modern's for. All right. But
they're making a Run Stop Fierce modern, you're like, finally, I can do this.
Yeah, there it is. They make it Run Stop Fierce.
Anyway, they can put C Viper in. That's a requested character. People like C Viper. She's cool. They could put
I can see
Hakan in. That's also a really cool character. Hakan's sick.
Hakan should be season 3. I agree.
He's like one of the most popular characters. Even though people don't play him, like people love Hakan.
He just has a unique design.
He's got a really cool design. People like watching him play. Everyone liked him. Like even Street Fighter 4, if you lose, it sucks. But I mean, everyone liked watching Hakan. It was like a super crowd pleaser. He's a cool character. Same with C Viper, crowd pleaser character. Now, Abel, they already turned him into a woman and reworked him. So I don't think he ever. And I'm assuming they may. I don't think they'll ever put Rufus in, simply because they don't even let Jamie have a sweep. So I just don't think they'll ever let like a character of that caliber exist.
Kung Fu character, they don't want the Kung Fu characters.
I can't possibly ever see everything they've done to make sure Jamie is garbage. I cannot imagine then putting Gun,
Or his
Yang,
his
Fei
cousins.
Long, or Rufus. Like, all those characters are way better than Jamie by such a huge margin that if they put those characters in, it would make Jamie worthless. Even more worthless. He's already worthless, but he'd be even more worthless.
Yeah,
Make no
but
mistake, Jamie's sick. He just sucks.
He's waiting for that one right patch. That's it. That'll change everything.
You mean he's waiting for whoever in the office that's whooping everyone's ass to start losing? Somebody in that Capcom office is beating everybody's ass with Jamie and is keeping them nerfed. That's all I could think of. But I don't know. Street Fighter 4 has a lot of cool characters. Like between Hakan and like C Viper, and I
can see those two.
Rufus. They could put some in there. Or Seth. Seth was in 5. Maybe they'll fucking do that, man. Fuck it, man. Put him in.
Y'all can have him.
Or Gouken. You know, Gouken was super ass in Street Fighter 4. Why aren't they remaking him and making him good?
Oh, what about Jen? Like a character that has 2 styles.
Oh, Gen?
Gen.
I mean, Gen's from Street Fighter Alpha. They could put him in.
He did.
Well, he got and he's still maybe alive, unless not died of leukemia by now. But yeah,
he'll never die. The Bison's right there.
I mean, fair.
Bison's right there. Motherfuckers never die.
Just bring him back. Yeah, that is true. You find some way to bring.
They brought Nash back just to kill him again.
Yeah, he'll be back. Yeah, as well.
Man,
he'll be a full zombie this time.
There's tons of that, like all the Street Fighter 4 original cast. They could be back in Street Fighter 6 and be cool. The only issue with Street Fighter 4 characters is that they're pretty cool, and they would have to make them like not as cool.
El Fuerte
to make them work. They'd be too strong.
El Fuerte coming back. That's ooh.
They don't even let you get real Oki in this game outside of like very specific scenarios. So I don't know what they would. They had to completely rework El Fuerte.
Yeah.
Plus, you probably would just lose the DI anyway. So.
Yeah, you do body splash and lose the DI.
Try to go for a splash, get DI. Yep.
Lose the whole game. Quesadilla Bond doesn't armor break anymore. Loses the DI.
Yeah. There it is. You get the DI all that on reaction, so it makes it worthless.
You do a command throw and it puts you full screen. I mean, that's what it's gonna happen. That's what happens now. I mean, you land a command throw with fucking Honda, and that shit puts you full screen. He's a sumo wrestler, but his dumbass rolls backwards after killing you.
And Lily
puts himself full screen and leaves himself +3 or +6 or whatever. You ever thought how stupid it is to watch Honda throw you as a sumo wrestler and then separate himself from you and then stand at the other side of the screen? You ever watch like Marisa land a command throw and then kick the guy away from her? Like, that's so stupid. Like, I will now be -10. Kick the guy. Like, I will now be -10. Man, like if they put El Fuerte in, man, you're gonna do Gutbuster, and this shit gonna leave you -10 and put you full screen.
Damn. Oh, I mean, we'll see what happens. If I had to do a roster, I'd probably do like Sean, I'll do Hakan, I'll do Vega, and I'll do Rose. I think those are my 4. I think those are good picks. Yeah, those are pretty good.
You like Rose?
They'll probably put her in for story reasons, for sure. You know, Shadowloo energy and all that crap. I can see them doing that, putting Rose in. And they need a female character, so
if they want to do story related stuff, they can just let Rose be. They just should put that gorilla in.
Oh yeah.
Like, what's the deal with the gorilla? That's more important story wise.
Yeah, we definitely want to know what happens to the gorilla.
Yeah, it'd be like the Bears, and then he can win Capcom Pro Tour.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think I know realistically we will probably see Bison. Balrog and Vega, because of course if you do the story mode with Bison and like bring it back to the lab, like they text you and they like, hey, well, if Bison's back, I guess we're back too. Oh my gosh!
So their boss came back. They need money. You need work. I was like, oh, Bison back. All right, let me go get my paycheck.
But the thing is, like, what happened to the Illuminati? And then, like, of course, there's Neo Shadowloo with Edge Group, but then, like, the Illuminati just like disappeared mostly. Of course, there's a billboard that says Paradise, but then, like, the Third Strike crew just like dissipated. I mean, Alex. I think Alex gonna come back in some form. Probably gonna do
ain't he like the main face Third Strike? And he made
he
main
was the
face
last.
of 3.
Yeah, he was the main protagonist of Third Strike, but now it's Luke is the new protagonist.
Okay, blonde guy. All right.
Yep,
makes sense.
Sandblast.
Blonde guy makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's the blonde guy. What do you mean? Street Fighter 5 had a whole game full of them that were good.
Dude,
Whole if you played a blonde character, you won. But yeah, so we'll move on to the next topic here before we wrap it up for today's podcast. So if you're tuning in just now, definitely do appreciate you guys for that support. Hope you're enjoying the holiday special here. But we got this topic here before we dive into the credits here. So we got can offline and online scenes coexist? So now recently there have been some interesting developments in regards to like online offline for tournament attendance. Like when someone pointed out how NLBC, which is one of the longest running locals, took a hit for its low attendance. Then following week after, more people started to come in. Now is that just because someone pointed it out, or playing online is more lucrative and budget friendly? We'll talk about this later. This is like how doors to locals get closed. I mean, what is that to do in Maryland shutting down this year?
so now
They're closing this door this year, and they've been around since like before the beginning of time. I'm exaggerating, but I do remember them from like early college days, like early 20s. That Xanadu was still around. And technology is always advancing, and that code for Street Fighter 6 is actually good. So it's like, are you starting to see like the market for and opportunities for more online events to pop up, and are they more financially viable to maintain and run? I mean, you don't have to worry about renting out a venue. You don't have to worry about signing no liability agreements, cleaning up after other people's trash, stolen equipment, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, not saying that offline scenes should not exist. It's just that because games and technology is constantly changing, I think you're going to see like a more dramatic shift towards people doing online events in that environment more now than it was years ago. So just like how jobs are like now work from home type environments, especially for the IT field, like the spectrum from employment for online tournaments is kind of like in the same ballpark. So how do you guys feel about that? Can that online and offline truly coexist in today's climate?
Are you?
Now I'll go ahead and start
I
with you,
mean,
Bates.
go ahead, base. The TM.
Yo, Bates. No?
All right, my bad. So
Yo, Bates.
just real quick, just what's the question? I'm sorry. I know you said a lot, so I'm just trying to say what am I exactly trying to answer? Can
You're
they
trying to
coexist? Because the simple answer is
can they
yes, they
truly
can coexist.
okay. Can they really coexist? Think about it. Can
Yeah.
they
Not
really
really. Yeah, they can
coexist?
coexist. I think they should
Okay.
coexist. And I don't know why this is a problem because every other game that is competitive has an online and off scene. So there's no reason why they can't coexist. Now, let me ask you this, man. Let me ask you this. All right. And this should give some perspective. If you went to a big city, right, you would expect that big city to have a park, right?
Or some kind of monument, or just we just saying just
Yeah,
park
just
in
some
general.
kind of like public area.
Okay, public area. All right, I'm with you.
Yeah, like some kind of like tourist site. Like if you went to Atlanta, you want to, who haven't been to Atlanta before, they want to see what Atlanta's all about, right? So they
That's
want to
correct.
know, like, oh, okay, what's the origins of Atlanta? What makes Atlanta so famous, right?
Right.
Somebody has to upkeep that, right? That shit don't just get there by accident. It's not. There's a lot of history behind those things, and those need to be maintained. And generations after generations of people maintain that. Correct.
Correct.
It may not be your responsibility, or it may not be my responsibility, but somebody has to maintain the history. Correct. Of Atlanta. We
Keep
have
it the
people
upkeep.
that, yeah, we have people that we elect to do that. We have people that volunteer to do that. And those are things that we would deem important, correct?
Right.
So I don't see why anybody would think that offline needs to go away or is irrelevant or not needed. That would be silly. Fighting games started offline. They are better played offline, objectively, because there's no lag or there's less lag. And on top of that, tournaments are meant to be played offline, they're not meant to be played online. So offline should
Tournament.
never go
Cut
away.
up. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off. You said tournaments are meant to be played
Offline, yes.
offline? Is that correct?
Yeah. I
Okay.
agree.
All right. Come back. I'll come back to that.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead.
When I say, I'll elaborate on that. The reason I say meant to be played offline is ideally, you would want to play the game in the best setting possible, correct?
That is
Like,
correct. You want us
why
the
do you
best
play a
player.
tournament? You want to see out of everybody who entered that tournament, you want to know who is the best player in that tournament, correct?
As to be the
And
best. Yes.
if
Gonna
you
win.
want to know that, you would want the optimal settings, which is why people bitch about monitors, bitch about lag, because those create situations that are not optimal for competition, correct?
Right.
Therefore, offline is the most optimal and best setting to determine that. That's objective. That's not like a subjective thing. You can't give me an opinion differently about that. You know what I mean? So unless you want to argue that, I would love to hear somebody. Because if I'm in Mexico and you're in Japan, I don't care how good you think the connection is. You're not gonna get a better connection than offline. There's nothing to argue about
That's
that.
true.
But anyway,
true.
like I said, man, most things are
Mm.
meant to be. If things are gonna just develop what works out for everybody. So if you're better off playing online tournaments, I'm not gonna force you to play offline. That's silly because it doesn't work out for you. But we do need to preserve the offline scene, or you need to do your best to preserve the offline scene because it benefits the overall scene and it's beneficial for you as well as a person because fighting games thrive offline. So if there's no reason why they both can't coexist, and it's important for both of them to be maintained. Just like anything in real life, parks, just because you don't exercise doesn't mean you wouldn't want to have the access to a park, correct? Like, do you think a city is better off with a park or without a park? Probably with a park, right?
Yes.
Right.
Right. Okay, then. So that's the same. That's where we're at with fighting games. It's like we can exist without offline, but we're probably better off with an offline scene. So that's I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm gonna land the plane on that.
Interesting. Okay.
You can go to Painbot now.
All right. Painbot. What we got?
They can
So go back to that.
coexist. Offline is better though.
Offline is the more optimal choice, just for any form of.
I mean,
competition,
don't you want integrity in the thing you hold competitive?
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways to perverse that integrity with online play, unfortunately.
There are factors, of
There's a
course.
lot of factors involved in online play. Like, let's say I wanted to play in a Tekken tournament, right? Let's say what's to stop this other jackass bitch from mashing on the print screen button when I'm playing him.
Print screen.
He's laughing. That shit's real.
I mean,
Yeah, that is real. They could
it's funny because it's true.
Tab out.
Tab, hit the tab button.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Me and one of my buddies, we were playing Street Fighter 4, and we found out that if you have the game in windowed mode, if you decide to grab the window and shake it, it fucking lags like crazy.
It lags the whole game.
So,
yeah,
I don't think I'll ever be okay with online being the main.
Oh,
There's a lack of integrity with online play. There's no
Can I
way
ma-
to police shit.
Can I say one more thing to Painbot real quick?
What?
To prove that offline is objectively better than online tournament, as far as to prove who's the best, you have no way of discerning if somebody's cheating online. What I mean by that is, I could say I'm Bigbates, but I could bring Painbot over and he could play on my account in the middle of a tournament.
And suddenly, Bates got a pockets of gut.
Yeah. And you can't be there to tell me. You can't be there to tell me that that's not what's happening. Right?
That has definitely happened before.
So
Yes,
already the integrity of an online tournament, it cannot be controlled, because I'm not going to fly to Mexico and say, hey, Paintbot's not playing on Bates account.
Exactly.
So already right there. And people do that. You can't say they don't, because streamers have been caught playing on other people's accounts. Shit, so.
Yeah, there's an incredible lack of integrity in online gaming. And there is also a lack of integrity in offline gaming, but we can police that as a community. But online, it's fucking whatever, man. Also, TOs play favorites online all the time. They'll let people they'll do things like, hey, this is for East Coast, and then they'll let Brian F in. And they're like, what the hell? Why'd you let Brian F in? He lives over there on the west, on wherever. And then they'll be like, well, yeah, whatever, man. Fuck you. If I let Brian F in, I'll let Brian F in. And then there's like no integrity there. Like, what can we say?
It's my tournament. It's my tournament.
It's his tournament, man.
My tournament.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of shit that goes on online tournaments that there's just no integrity at all. And I mean, you can still play. That's not to say that the wins of people that get, that win the tournament are worth less than offline, but I feel that it's worth less than offline. I'll never be able to. It's not, but I will never shake the feeling that it is, simply because. And it's also less hype. Period. It's fucking boring. I'm not gonna lie. Watching tournaments online is boring as fuck. You gotta watch these two guys play in silence, and then it cuts to the commentators who are in their bedrooms, and you get to see all their fun statues they have behind them. And they're like, "Well, I guess that was Capcom Pro 2 2007." It's like less hype. It's way less hype than watching like a major
in person. Yeah, in person, the whole crowd environment.
Yep. Even the stream. Experience. Even if I'm watching it from the house, like seeing the stream cut and seeing the energy, seeing people run to the damn stage and like, oh my god, like, dude, don't do that again. Like the coach is like, hey man, don't fucking do it. He's done stand being punched 6 times. Don't do it again. And then like seeing that's way more exciting. Not only that, but seeing the players in person, like actually sweating and like you can see like their feelings. That's way more exciting. This is not about the integrity. This is just about like why offline tournaments should always be like a priority to maintain, at least majors. Unfortunately, we're in the esports era, which actually is I feel like it kind of fucked offline tournaments tremendously.
Yeah.
And I mean, if they feel like they got to get paid and offline tournaments got to get fucking demolished for it, it is what it is. But as a community, like, there's nothing stopping anyone from hosting a tournament anywhere yet. but for now, but you can do it. So it's not like offline tournaments are killed inherently because they can't do it. They just don't. They don't like that exactly thrive because there's less incentive to do it outside of like maybe someone trying to be more exposed to when they go compete in a major. I like how Tekken does it. I think I feel like I may be wrong, but I feel like Tekken has more offline events than they do have online qualifiers. I know they have online qualifiers, right?
Yeah, but it's not even close to how many offline qualifiers.
Yeah, it's way smaller. So disproportionately, you have to go to these offline events. And so when I watch Tekken, it's way more hype because I get to see way more crazy matches because people are traveling to fight each other. I've never watched Street Fighter tournaments ever. There's a billion Capcom online tournaments. I don't even watch them shits. And then there's like a billion fucking Street Fighter 6 tournaments a week. I don't watch them shits. I just watch like once in a while. There's so many. I'll just watch like I'll watch like a offline major when it comes on for Street Fighter 6 once in a while.
Yeah.
But then I also don't even care a little bit because I almost feel like I don't care because there's so much footage of these players playing each other online and tournaments because they constantly play each other 7 times a week per weekly that I'm not even excited because I'm like, well, I've seen Punk fight Knuckle Dude 10 times this week already, man. It's just another day.
It's like they're just playing fucking endless battle.
Yeah, like, oh, nice lobby you got going there and fucking NCR. Woo! If that even is a tournament anymore, I don't even think they have NCR.
And then I gotta go listen to Punk be like, man, connection was laggy, bro.
Yeah.
And even if it wasn't, I have to sit there and consider maybe it was laggy.
Yeah, maybe it was.
And then I'll just say what the truth is. It would have been better if they competed against each other offline.
Yeah.
Which is true. So
that's always going to be there. I think that's always going to be the end result. Oh, this would have been different if it was all offline.
But I'm not in the camp of like, let's remove people's accolades because they only play online. There's plenty of people who started online. Like Ninja Killer was a big online player, and then he went offline and started beating everybody ass. Like it's not uncommon.
Yeah, clearly you can be good online.
Yeah.
I just personally think the tournaments have less integrity, so I just don't. I cannot remove the part of me that values them less than offline events.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they actually are, but I personally just feel that way. I can't help it. It's just impossible for me not to feel that way.
That makes sense. It's a lot going on with how online events are working, but I was just saying how it looks like it's more geared towards that's the direction that's going into. As we move forward into the future, is that you paying attention to these local venues that are starting to, cut down or close, due to the lack of support or funds to keep the doors open, is something that I just wanted to point out. So, in other words, lost two. Like there was another venue, I guess somewhere in California that just like the attendants are starting to, the numbers are starting to get low, and maybe they have to look at, is it worth keeping the doors open, or something like that. So I'm just thinking how online competition is kind of outshining a bit. Is that the right word to use? Not outshine. Let's not say outshine. Let's say it's more obvious that it's online events are starting to become a impact, starting to impact scenes. Sure. Like you're starting to see more people do online events, host online events, promote online events. Like even nowadays, like if I'm going on, Twitter, looking scrolling through Twitter, all I see is advertisements for online events. I like every now and then I might catch a offline local, hosting, but it's just been a majority of, hey, sign up for this online event.
Do you think that's just because they're better?
The events, online
Do you think
events
you
are
see
better?
more online events because they're better, or just because they're less effort?
Less effort.
Yes.
Less effort.
Yeah.
You could run a whole event, for in your draws.
I can run one right now. Y'all don't know, but I've been running one this entire time while we were talking. could literally just do whatever, man. It's really easy to run an online event. Really, the worst enemy of online event is not being able to yell at people in person to tell them they're dumb.
It's so online events are so easy now that the people running the online event aren't even running, like it's just their name. Then all the moderators in their Discord run that shit. They don't even bother. They just they just kind of commentate over it. But everybody else is running that shit. Which I'm not a hater, man. I'm just saying, like, it's the only reason they're so relevant is because they're easier to run. Like before, it used to be hard to run an online event just because you had a lot of things you had to put together yourself. But now between Discord and StarGG, it's made it so easy to shit run itself. The players actually end up running the tournament, really, because they report their own match, right?
So scoring,
yeah, they report their own match and scores and shit.
It automatically kicks them from the tournament, DQs them if they don't report.
Yeah. Yeah. You can even check it. You can even get it to check your connection.
I don't know.
Like, you know how you just have to screenshot your connection or whatever?
Yeah.
Isn't there a way to report your connection in the Discord or whatever? I don't know.
I mean, you could just do a speed test and then just put it into like the chat, pair results and stuff. But then you think about it, Bigbates, what would you rather do? You rather run a tournament for $50 or run a tournament for $500?
Would I rather run a tournament for $50? What do you mean, like myself? I'm running the tournament? I would always rather put on a tournament with a higher prize pool. That's what you're asking.
I'm asking you like a cost effective to run the tournament. And just give you a hypothetical. When I say $50 tournament, I mean this is the tournament that's being ran online. This is the tournament that's being ran in the comfort of your home. You know what I'm saying? All you doing is booting up the stream, OBS or whatever.
Yeah.
Making sure the stream is good. Hell, you could probably even commentate the tournament yourself with one person.
Unfortunately, I'm not the person to ask because I've already spent a fuck ton of money trying to pay for max mode so we can run that. So that should answer your question right there. If what I would rather do, yeah. I don't really care about comfort or what's gonna cost less or whatever. I would just rather see it be a fun tournament and have the players enjoy it. So, which online tournaments typically the players don't enjoy that shit. Like the only people that enjoy the online tournaments are the people who are winning constantly and getting paid. But the people who enter week in, week out and lose every time, they don't really enjoy it. Half the time they just doing it for reps, whatever. Maybe they yeah. They're not going, man, that online tournament was a great experience, because really it's probably a good experience for reps. I get to play Punk or whatever, right? I wouldn't deny that. But when you go to an event that I paid $500 for example, people are like, yeah, I got to see my friends. I got to go eat good food. I got to talk, they enjoy the event. But the online tournament isn't really necessarily the event. You didn't really do anything special as the TO. All you did was put it together. Maybe the stream was good and the commentators in the stream interacted, but technically the event itself was just you clicking on Start GG and entering the tournament.
Yeah. And there's not positive reinforcement either. It's not like you went to the event and you did something nice and then everyone's like, woo! You just sit in your room in silence. Sucks. There's no anything.
There's no engagement. There's
no engagement, no energy, no anything. No camaraderie, nothing. Just silence. Whether you win or lose.
You don't really feel nothing. No excitement. Yeah. You get top 8. Woo!
I did it, guys. Maybe your homeboys are in the Discord and say, yeah, good job, man.
Yeah.
That's it. Pat on the back and keep going.
Maybe it was fun to jump into the Twitch chat and watch how people reacted to you playing or whatever. But the event itself is not doing anything for you. Don't give a fuck about that event.
Yeah. It's definitely not going to hit the same versus
Yeah.
of online event as well. But I just noticed that was just the direction that I'm just kind of seeing of where people are wondering why the numbers are dipping or why this is happening to offline scenes. And then I think one of the arguments was that, oh well, you hosted the tournament on a day where this online event is happening, and this online event gets like 300, 200 something players. So this is why you ain't, this is why you're seeing and getting those numbers. And I'm like, okay, well, let me see if it's has something to do with offline and online coexisting. Then that's the case. So is it more cost effective that a majority of those players in the scene decided to stay home just to enter the tournament versus going offline?
Well, that's
And
obvious.
yeah, they're
That's
just
a
gonna stay home.
that's that's the thing though. Could you agree that people would, if means were available, they would prefer quality over quantity?
I would prefer, yeah, quality would be, I would rather have the quality of the event versus,
Right. So like
people.
the thing about online tournaments, you can have 5 of them bitches in 1 week, right?
Yeah.
But one offline tournament is hard. You can ask Retro to do that shit like every other day. You have to do it maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks, once a month, right?
Mhm. Right.
So, but you enjoy it more because you appreciate what it took to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you show your gratitude. You say,
Exactly. So
you appreciate
I
it.
would argue quality is always going to be a thing. And that's why all tournaments should be around. Offline tournaments are going to have the quality that you want of a tournament. Some of them are not good. Some offline tournaments are not good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying all offline. But once you find one that you do like to go into, you are going to care more about that offline tournament than the online. Because the online tournament is just going to be there. Or you could just go to another one. It doesn't really matter. Or you could just make your own. So easy.
I just curious because there's a lot of online based platforms. Not to take anything away from them that are kind of thriving right now with attendance numbers and registration stuff like that, and people are always showing up for the events and they're constantly getting support. But their main platform is being online. They don't run it offline. So that's just something I was just kind of like was just curious about. Where if I were to talk or ask them directly, they'll say, "Hey, this is definitely more cost effective. I don't have to worry about, like I said earlier, signing contracts and stuff like that, or paying rental fees and all of this, when I could just be at home and in the comfort of my drawers, running this tournament." So
Well,
Right.
I have
that's where
some.
the coexist part come from.
So,
That's where the coexist part come
well, I'll say this, and this is gonna be a flex because we did it. For personally, I appreciate online events, and the reason why I believe they can coexist because we do that. We have online tournaments and we have offline tournaments, and I will say it like this: thanks to some online tournaments, we connected with new people that wanted to come out to our offline tournaments. And not only that, the fact of the matter, well, the factors of what helps create and maintains an offline tournament is having people with the same passion, with the same interests, to care about playing fighting games, whether it's casual, whether it's competitive. But ultimately, like, oh yeah, I'll say that for the end. But before that, because we have our offline tournaments and our online tournaments, and we have been connecting people as a result. And I'll say yesterday we had one of our biggest turnouts in the reboot history, and we have been around for basically essentially 8 years, and because it was the eighth anniversary of the venue, so and we had
from.
players all over the country, not the country, the state, from Augusta, from Valdosta, from Atlanta, from many other places to come to our tournament. We had 44 players to come out for. various games. We had people entered various games at once. Like people entered 3 or more games simultaneously, and we ran through all of them. And we had pictures and videos of hooping and hollering, and people also buying drinks and supporting the venue because we had a staff that supports our community in addition, and much of the community also supports the staff of the venue. And we treat people who come to our event with respect and love, and share the interest with them. And we had the most successful tournament as our final tournament of this year. And over the years, and over this year actually, our average of our Reboot tournaments, offline tournaments, have went up from 28 to now nearly 30 or 40, 35 to 40. That's our average numbers now. Even if it's our average numbers for retro tournaments have went up from 5 to 8 to now 10 to 20, 15 to 20. And and even with the online environment that we, and the thing is though, we use the online to increase our offline, and people don't forget to do that. They battle too much against each other. They don't learn how to connect with each other, and that's the problem. The problem in LBC, TNS Major does great, major respect. Tong does he works hard to maintain where he is, and he still does the Tampa Never Sleeps offline events and everything, and so forth. But the thing is that for those that can have a way, like if you do it from us, like example, we're doing both offline and online. You have for esports does only on offline. Of course they do it well, obviously. The Data FGC does offline mainly. They do well, obviously. But to have it in a situation where if NWC, they no longer do online because of the situation, and you see what's going on with the offline as a result, and then you see TNS, all that type of stuff, and there's still offline events and so forth. But it's possible we're doing both, and they doing just fine. We have people who help run both events, and I'm still part of that core to help it. And so, the ultimate thing is that if you need to support what you claim to love, because if you like to play fighting games and you love fighting games, whatever environment that is in, you should be able to support it. And if you find a way to connect, use online to connect with people you meet from various distant places, eventually you can get them to come to offline events. That's the part that's missing. That's the part that people don't see. They just look at it as 2 different parties rather than like a one. They look at 2 different things as they look at like an arm and a leg, 2 different body parts, but 7 part body, same part of the same body. They had to work together at some point. I think so. Like you have to walk around and move your arms to walk straight. I mean, so offline.
You said offline tournaments and online tournaments have to work together.
Yes, and they can. Like that's how I see
it.
it.
I think they for sure they can. I don't think they have to. Like if you're running a tournament, if you're running an offline tournament only, and that's what you like to do, and you already have a community for that, and that's what the people near you like, that's fine.
Right.
If you're already running an online tournament and that's what the community you're around likes is the online tournament, y'all can't meet up in person, that's fine too. I don't think just because you have an online, I don't think, oh, okay, I run an online tournament, I have to eventually run an offline. Or I don't think just because you have an offline tournament, well, I can't run offline tournaments for like a couple months, so I have to run an online. I don't think you have to do any of that. It helps, but what I believe is you should just run tournaments if you like it. Do it because you love it, and do it because it helps your scene and you want to do it. Like if you feel like, oh, I don't feel like doing this no more, you should just stop and regroup. And when you feel like you want it, do it. And if your scene wants an offline tournament, they'll eventually start working towards an offline meetup. They'll say, hey man, man, I missed your tournament. when are y'all gonna do another one? Oh, well, I've been working a lot lately. Well, how can I help you? You know, you don't have to go to an online, or if it does work out to do it online, that's good too. But this whole like battle between online and offline, I don't think that's a real thing. Like, I don't think anybody should be going, oh man, it's an online tournament, it doesn't mean anything. Or oh, it's an offline tournament, it's stupid that I have to go pay all this money, you know? So that's how I feel. No, neither is better than the other. Now, does doing both help? For sure. If you can do both, that's great. To me, it's a big ass time buster. But
Right.
you know, if it works out for you and you can do it, do it. I'm all for more tournaments. That gives people more chances to play each other. It overall just helps the scene. So I don't see a problem with it
Yeah, I
at
understand
all.
from my personal perspective, it's possible. I said because we're still
Yeah,
here and our
yeah,
scene's still
yeah.
here. So, like I said, it's just for those like I said, I wasn't going against what you're saying because what you iterating was literally trying to make a point in a sense, but I probably said it differently. And that's the thing is like it's it's possible like they can coexist and they don't have to be mutually exclusive in that sense. Like so,
Right.
and that's the thing. I know, like in some cases, depending on the situation and the environment, it may be better for online, and in some cases, it may be better for offline. But to try, like I said, comparing to say what is better, it really is more subjective than anything, and but then also too, like it depends on many factors. Like I said, the environment is one, the resources provided, the interests of the people too, and like I said, hey, I'm just flexing in the sense that hey, we got numbers to prove that our offline is doing just fine, and we can do well online too. And it shouldn't. I'm saying this shouldn't be like a versus, but I understand. No, like I said, ultimately the offline experience definitely is. It's hard to replicate that and emulate it in the online form. Even when you have a voice chat like we have now, and you have someone put something on the screen everybody can watch at the same time and try to hear 1,000 people screaming and stuff, it feels weird. But if you don't like, it's not the same as go up to your homie and give him a hug or yell and scream and like tap the shoulder to like give him a little pump on the shoulder like yo, you got this, man. Good luck. You got this, homie. And they pop off and say yeah, you can't beat me, da. All those moments, those social interactions, man, you can't replicate it. It's hard to replicate it in the online environment.
Hmm. I hope people can experience both of those things. I wish that people could experience both of those things, but if the best you can do is just one at your capacity, just do it. I mean, there's no need to discourage either or. And if you can't do both, more power to you. That's very respectful. You know, I my biggest thing is I think it'll crush the FGC if we only do one. So if we only do offline, that would
Mm.
crush the FGC. If we only do online, that would crush the FGC because we're not a big community to begin with. So we need both. That's why like the idea of like getting rid of one is stupid to me. It's silly. And anybody who thinks that way should really rethink what the fuck they want out of this shit.
And then the fact that some scenes may not have the opportunity to even have an offline local. Like their resources to only go online because of their environment. And they just want to play the game, or they don't have an idea of how to like move the scene. Get people, put out a note, try to find players in the area, or they just don't have the means to do it, so they have to rely on just particularly playing online. And I know several people players are like that. They say they don't have an offline scene, so online is kind of how they have to go if they want to do online tournaments. And again, I feel like both are necessary in the FGC. It's just that there are elements to it when there is an option for both. There's an opportunity for both, depending on your area. I think that's the only monkey wrench I could say that could get thrown in there, is that it depends on the scene and the area. If the scene in the area has access to do both of those events, then yeah, that'd be a different story. But if your scene only has access to just one, which is could be just online events, then that's what you'd have to deal with. That's the hand you dealt with, unless you're able to take it upon yourself to make an initiative to try to create an offline scene, and that's another journey in a nutshell right there. But I think they can, I think overall, I think we're all on the same page where these scenes should coexist and they need each other to help build. But at the same time, you might have someone looking at it as online tournaments are being harmful to the offline, and then maybe someone sees it as vice versa because of the push. Because you think about it, at the end of the day, well, there's a say, for example, just give you an example. Say it is a local on Saturday, but there's also an online tournament that Saturday. That's on Saturday too. But this tournament just happens to be like a Capcom Cup qualifier or a Capcom related event, and the player chooses to enter the online event instead of going to the local. Those are just decisions that can be that had to have to be made. It's just, I guess it would just depend on the person, but at the same time they can coexist. I think they can coexist. It's just depending on the environment and the fact that the player is in. That's the only thing I'll say in my thoughts on that. Um, but before we wrap it up here, because it's getting over time here for us. Once again, thank you all so much for tuning in and joining us for this holiday edition of the I Got Next podcast. But before we wrap it up here on ads, did you guys have anything you'd like to, talk about? I think this would be our end of the year type of deal, because I think after this, we'll go on a good break, and then we kick off the new year for 2025. But is there anything you guys want to get off your chest while you have the chance?
Yeah, man. If you live in Georgia, you should sign up for Max Mode.
Yeah. That. I'm with that. And if you live in Macon, sign up Reboot Arcade online and offline. Oh yeah.
It's funny that you mentioned that Max Mode thing. Retro, don't we have a clip? Don't we got something?
Absolutely.
In regards to that?
Yep.
All right.
Just a second. Get that part.
Because I know there's some new players that watch it right now. They be like, Max, what are you talking about? What is that? I don't know what that is. He was kind of vague about that. This man just said Max Mode. If you live in Georgia, what does that mean? I don't know.
All right. Well, go ahead and play this little clip right quick, and you'll see. Meet us on the other end.
Welcome back to Max Mode, Atlanta, Georgia.
Razor, oh my God! No way.
Just getting back to Atlanta again. Yeah, I'm amped for this. Let's go.
We should be seeing a reset here at Max Mode.
Back.
Hey, that trailer looks amazing. That's what Max Mode is? Okay. Is that the tournament where Chris G won like everything, man?
Yeah, Chris G did his thing. last year. He was not
He
playing no
came
game.
through. I was like, how did he get all this stuff through security, man? And when he went, to the airport and stuff, how did he get all those medals and trophies in there? But yeah,
He
that's
shouted
Max
us
mode,
out, man.
man.
He had a good time. It was cool seeing Chris G be able to games
Have a good time. Yeah,
and have a good time, man.
that's the most
A lot of
important
people
part is
had a
making
good time.
sure.
Yeah.
All right, man. That was it right there. You guys saw that trailer. If that's your first time seeing it, it's going down, man, in a major way. Sure, if you're in the Georgia area, can make it out. Try to make it out if you can. If you can't, it be like that sometimes. But we just want to make sure we can get people out, have them fellowship in some games, and see some old faces and meet some new ones. Never know. Opportunities could be knocking on the door. You just never know what you could do at offline events, bro. Networking. That's also another thing too. You can also network, man. You just never know. I found out that some people even got jobs just off of talking to people offline at events. Like somebody was looking for a job and it was like, all right, bet here, take my information. They ended up fill out the application. They got the interview and they ended up getting the job just because they decided to go to their offline local. Opportunities like that, they come knocking, huh? But that being said, anything you guys had before we run our ads?
No,
I'm
man.
good. Yeah, I got none.
Everybody enjoy Marvel Rivals. Follow me on Twitter, Bigbates. Follow Data FCC.
I mean, I hear you. I hear you in the background right now. Somebody getting popped by Star Lord. So
Yeah, he's going ham, man.
somebody going. Oh man, yeah, I'll definitely be logging on after this. So Big Bates and the invite. Um, but, with that being said, Retro, we got the good ads up and ready, good sir.
Indeed, we do. First up, that's actually coming very soon, like this year, or rather this month. We're going to have our Sea Otaku event that's happening on the 20th to the 22nd, a couple weeks from now. So definitely, if you're interested in going down and checking out some games that you don't normally see on like a big grand scale of things, and you want to check that out, definitely do so. You got some like Idol Showdown, you got some JoJo, got, Old Melty Blood, and of course plus Good to Gear plus R. And of course, it will have some mainstream like some Street Fighter, Tekken, Marvel 3, and Smash Brothers, just to please you guys. But yeah, some of our players are actually going there for that event, so definitely go there and check it out. For sure. And I think that might be it for the rest of that year. Because the beginning of this next New Year is coming up. We talked about it, and I don't know. Painbot you should close your eyes on this. Painbot, don't look. But cause I think Shadows will explain.
Look away, Paintbot. Oh, close your ears. Actually, mute your mic, man.
I don't know what you're talking about, but if it's something
No,
related
turn
to
away.
a terrible game, then I mean, I can't
Oh
stop
my
nobody.
gosh! And there is its glory and all of its beautiful beauty, right there, as you guys see it. Street Fighter Five, baby. We're back in live and direct. We got an event tournament, online event going down on the 19th. Starting at 8
Interesting. Are
p.m.
you gonna enter it, Ace?
Of course. Why wouldn't I not?
Interesting.
Yeah. This is
Very
I think
interesting.
that's why is that interesting? I mean, I advertised it. I put it in Discord.
You know what, man? I'm glad people still want to play the game that they love, man. I can always respect people
Support
playing
what you
games
claim
that
to
they
love.
love.
Retro. Support what you claim to love.
Ain't that right, Ace?
Retro.
I don't know why you don't want to support the game that you love, bro.
Yeah,
What you mean? I did supporting it. What you mean?
You got to enter.
I did enter.
Oh, you did? Okay,
I did
we in
enter.
there.
Why wouldn't I enter, dude?
Just making sure,
Why
man.
would I not enter the game?
Well, you've been a resident not going to enter the tournament.
Whoa.
No, Retro's laughing. Retro's laughing because he know you done that before. Don't do that.
Whoa, that's a crazy accusation that you just threw out there. That's wild. But anywho, yes, That game will be live and direct. Hopefully we'll try to get it going at max mode. Maybe a side tournament. I signed up for to try to run that again for next year. So we'll see if
By the
that
way, you
gets
did a good
approved or not.
job, man. I don't think you got enough credit for running. You ran 4 and 5 or just 5?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was 4 and 5.
Yeah, you did Ace did a
Hey.
great job. Yeah, he actually
I
did his
appreciate
thing.
it,
Man. He
man.
showed up on time, brought the equipment. It ran smooth,
I had
man.
I
So
had I
I'm
had,
pulling for
I had hope from the community, man. I appreciate them for helping me run that
No.
event, man. I was very passionate about that because I was like, damn, if this goes bad, then they'll probably never let me do this again. So yeah,
You
I
was definitely
literally
gonna
had
hear
to
it from
make
me.
sure it was what. Wait, what'd you say?
I said you were definitely gonna hear about it from me.
He said, yeah. I was like, nah, if I mess this up, it's over, man. So I had to make sure. I was panicking too, man. I was like, oh my god, is this working? Is this working? Do I sign up here? Okay, so we close out this. Da, da, da. I was driving a kill crazy with questions and stuff. Shouts to a kill though, man. Shouts to a kill. Man. He was working with me, man. We had a great time, man. So that's what's up, man. But I can't wait, man. I can't wait to see everybody again to come through. Hope to see some new faces as well. Sign up for the event. We're gonna make sure Chris G doesn't come in and win everything again. We'll hold down the fort. Still salty about it because it was 3-2. Me and him. It was last game, last round. I could have freaking beat him, bro. I could have beat him. It was 3-2, Bates. I was almost there, man.
Damn it, man.
Yeah.
He
We'll see
came
though.
in cleaned up, right? He flexed on Twitter with all the medals.
Yeah, like he didn't win Sam show.
He didn't win. He didn't even enter Sam show.
Didn't even enter Sam
And he
show.
knew it was some piranhas
Yeah,
in there.
He was gonna get washed in that. So we held
piranha. There was some piranhas in Sam's show.
Yeah, we held that shit down. You know what I'm saying?
Painbot getting top 8 on accident.
That shit ain't happening again.
That shit ain't accident. That was skill.
That was skill.
Yeah.
He said he ain't want. He wanted to commentate.
Y'all lucky. I didn't enter Street Fighter 6. I was gonna clean up, but had to do some stuff. Had to TO. You know what I mean?
I understand, man. We needed Spider-Man. We needed a Spider-Man up top with the wires and stuff. That was you, Bates. You was holding it down on production and electricity, man. We shouts to Bates, man, being an electrician. And then he was said, nah, because I got to give you your credit because the power did go out, I think one time, and then you like immediately fixed that shit. I was like, all right,
I had plans,
This-
countermeasures in place.
yeah, this man is official, man. So if y'all need an electrician, you got to hit up Bates, man. He got you. All right, but that being said, Retro, what's the next event we got coming up? What's the next
All right.
event we got?
Yeah, I've been trying to. Yeah, finally got a chance to put this out there and stuff. But of course, in March, we'll have a little more details out now. So we'll have our blow this up a little bit closer. Our Cherry Blossom Festival tournament that's happening. Of course, this in March 22nd to 23rd. So that's Saturday and Sunday. We'll have $300 in the pot for each game, mainly for Under Night, Tekken 8, Guilty Gear, Strive, and Street Fighter 6. There will be side tournaments featured and a bunch of actually new activities that is in the works. And glad that we're doing a third year of our Easy Kai tournament. We thank for those who did come out for the last few in the past few years. This is aiming to be a lot bigger, for us, for the Middle Georgia scene. And we have a lot of new Middle Georgia people who are excited and interested in this event. We do have registration open for that event, so I'll definitely make sure I promote it a lot more. And of course, the date details at the bottom down here. So yes, I'm glad to run this event one more time at least. So hopefully, y'all guys do come through. We're having it March 22nd to 23rd. So yeah, at least we'll have some cool vendors. So some food trucks, potentially some outdoor activities to be featured. So hope you do come through and so forth. Excited to see what happens for. Oh, more details of that. So it's now an open tournament. So it doesn't have to be the ranking situation where we had top 15 to qualify, and then top the 16th spot was the LCQ. So it's just an open playing tournament. So anyone can have a chance to come get this money. So before I do, and that's all I can say for our event so far. More announcements and details to be revealed later on. And of course, once again, I would like to relate to Shadow Ace and the Data FGC crew and Bigbates as well on the max mode. So, of course, like I said, hopefully you see your guy there. I might try to be a volunteer. I'll try to join you guys this time. I couldn't make it last time because we were like right before you last time. But yeah, hopefully this year coming up, I'll be excited. I'll be on board with y'all.
Hell yeah.
Speaking of,
Look forward to see you there.
did anyone claim the Chato bounty or no? Or Chato ended up winning?
So as of yesterday,
They-
no, because Pork Chop, unless he wanted to claim that bounty, he lost actually to one of our Aki's players in the area. Our best Aki player.
he lost to
Bounty on. There's a bounty on Chato.
Yeah, so we actually had a $75 total on Chato. I believe it's 50 or no 25 to knock him to losers and 50 to knock him out of the tournament completely. And of course, if he did win, regardless, he ended up taking all the money himself. And we also had that for another game. But yes, Porchop was basically trying to claim the money, but he actually got knocked out of the top 3 by an Aki player.
Sounds like Porchop.
Hey, who was the Aki player?
Our boy Astro. He actually beat.
Is that shit still going on? Is that bounty still going on?
No, it is now. Chato won the bounty. Yep, he won the tournament. Mm-hmm.
He won the money. He won the prize.
So basically, yeah, if Chato was never knocked out at all, or he made it out even not to losers, then yes, he claimed at least some of the money, or if not all the money, but he did claim all the money in addition to the pop bonus that we had as well.
I know he's liking it.
Oh yeah,
nice.
With the modern Lily.
Well. Now he did say at the beginning that he signed up for Maximo. Chato said he would be in the building at Maximo.
Well, he did make the top 5 at least last time, so I'll see how we do this year. But we'll make sure that our boys.
He should be seated. Yeah,
he won't be alone this time.
You said you got the whole crew coming with you?
Yeah. Now we
got to bring in the squad.
Oh yeah, we're going to make sure we do a full force support for y'all. So we thank you guys for supporting and helping us, and I know that hopefully what we did kind of help you guys get to where y'all are with max mode. And I know we didn't get a chance to fully show out last time because we had our event, but this time with things hopefully aligned the right way, we will make sure that we support you, and we'll make sure we stop anyone from invading Georgia. It would be on the It would be the pawns. It would be at the front line. We got y'all.
That's interesting because Painbot, if Painbot decided to enter, he would be seeded 8th, right? When y'all seeded off of last year's rankings, Bates, P.O. Bates.
I'm sorry. Say it again.
I said when y'all seed this year, next year's X mode off of the previous year's seedings.
No, that's all. We figure that out when we get a good number of people. Yeah, it's too early for that. Yeah,
too early. To fall back on that one.
I've had seating is always interesting because you can't please everybody. So we have try to just be fair and try to be relevant to the people that are in. Like for me, I could tell. For me, a big thing is I don't like having regions play each other, right? So regardless of like skill level, I just don't want somebody. If 4 people came from Tennessee, I want to make sure all 4 of those players from Tennessee are spread out. I don't want the 4 Tennessee players
separate. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because if I'm sure we've all experienced this in here. You going to out of state, it's big travel, you all are hype, practice, everybody's ready, and then you got to play each other first round. It's like, really?
That's happened before.
Yeah. So
That shit was
regardless
crazy.
of like strength or whatnot, I
Mhm.
would just, my main thing is make sure like, okay, nobody from the same region playing each other.
Okay.
I feel like I played everybody from the same region. But
I mean, if the tournament's mainly Georgia, then
yeah, there's no way around it.
Probably just had to, I guess, I don't know, maybe seat it on different sides of the bracket instead of in the pools, maybe. That's another way.
I don't think the tournaments use the same seating as the previous year. I mean, is that how it works? I don't know.
I would
No,
think
man,
that you'd use the seating from previous year.
seating should just be the case by case, in my opinion. Like it shouldn't be just who won the most recent tournament. You know, everybody's got their own opinions. But the main thing is though, as long as the best players and people from the same regions don't have to play each other first or second round. I think after that you have to let random be random, you know? Like I can't if you play your teammate in the fourth round, I think that's fair. You know, especially if both of you are winning out. Like you can't be mad about that. I wrote
Yeah,
down.
because then that's like what, to get out of the pool. That's almost close to get out of the pools.
Yeah.
Because you would be seated. You wouldn't be, there'd be no way to avoid it if y'all got that far.
Now if you both
Unless,
lose and you gotta play each other in losers, that's on y'all. Y'all shouldn't have lost.
yeah. They just said, yo, just sign up and win. Yeah. Just
Well,
sign up and win. Yeah.
I can't tell who's gonna win or lose now. I can't do it. I can only put you
Yeah.
away from each other. That's the best I can do.
Yeah. I mean, if there's any like discrepancies, like they'll take care of it for sure in the bracket. So just make sure you guys, if you guys sign up, you notice you playing somebody like from your same state or area, please make sure to let the TOs know so they can get it corrected as soon as possible.
Yeah.
That'll help them out.
Don't be like last
Yeah.
minute. Oh, I just met him on Discord 2 days ago, and we've been playing for 3 hours straight, and he's my training partner now.
Yeah, don't go to social media and be like, oh, I can't believe they seated me with my training partner first round, or stuff like that.
To be fair, I definitely had to definitely was seated with Bates like first round on so many fucking occasions that I think I started to get a chip on my shoulder about that shit.
Oh my god!
First round? Yes.
Yeah, that has happened.
What event was this?
Multiple events.
Mm-hmm.
This is like 7 times actually.
Had to play base first round.
And I'm like, hey, can you fucking not do this, please?
Cannot do it, bro. Oh man,
crazy.
Before it was like whatever, but then after like the 3rd time, I was finally sick of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, damn, we drove all this way to play each other first and second round. If it wasn't the first round, it'd be like second round. It was crazy.
When you go to out of state tournaments, it's just like it's kind of like a wild, wild west, man. It really is.
It really is. You like, again, unless you don't tell somebody that there's a problem, then they're just gonna let it rock, and it'll be up to you because you didn't say anything. You didn't say that you had to, you and your partner that you drove with here. I didn't say nothing about playing each other first or second round. So
yeah, like I don't know you.
And even then, yeah, they didn't know you. The TOs didn't know you. So
I didn't know 2 days ago you won an online tournament and you beat Ice Effect or IDOM in the second round. It was a huge upset, and then you lost immediately after that. I didn't know about that.
I should be seated higher.
Yeah.
Who do I talk to? Who do I talk to?
Yeah, like it's like, okay, cool. You beat somebody good. That's cool, but you proceed to go 2-2 in that same tournament. Like IDOM actually won the tournament. Look, I can't.
You ran it back.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, it is, man. I think that'll close it out for today. I'm saying once again, appreciate you guys. Sign-ups are open for Max Mode if you're curious or interested. Where can people find information about the Max Mode, man? Bates, TO Bates.
You can go to Twitter or X, what it's called, DateFGC, at DateFGC, and I have the tournament link, sign up. Or you can go to my Twitter at Bigbates. I have it pinned on my account. And right now it's early bird fee. Early bird is $75. And late,
Save some money.
yeah, man, 75. People want to bitch about things being too expensive, but they don't want to sign up early. I don't get it. And then they want to sign up. Then they want to sign. Then they want to sign 2 days before the tournament and bitch about the price. But shout out to all my people that do sign up early. Well, as soon as we dropped the link, people were signing up. So thanks to all those people, and it was really heartwarming to see people sign up immediately. We actually had way more people sign up at the start than we did last year, so that makes me feel good. Yeah, but if you do want to sign up late, you want to be one of those guys and deter you, but you just got to pay
To
extra
complain
$20.
about the price. To complain about the price. The
Yeah,
time to
man.
sign up.
People want to complain, you know. Obviously, we don't. We're definitely not the kind of TOs that like tournaments that's like hiking up the price to make money. Trust me, we don't make money off this shit, and I don't do this shit to make money. I have a pretty good job. I just love my scene. I love the people in my scene, and I love fighting games. But right now, it's just venues are so expensive, and the tournament is growing. So we need to make sure we get enough space. You know, it's kind of scary thinking about how we did last year. We did really well, and then this year,
I did really well.
like,
Really well.
whew, boy, we have, man. So I'm excited and scared at the same time. How many people are signing up, and how many people want to come to this event and are telling me that they're coming. So it's a good problem to have. It's just make sure you get that early bird and get you a hotel room as soon as possible.
Yeah, book the hotel. Yeah, you don't want to
going,
get it
man.
sold out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make sure you get that taken care of. But with that being said, yeah, GG's, gentlemen. Thank you all so much for your time, your dedications. Marvel Rivals is definitely calling my name because I hadn't played all day. Um, thank you, Painbot. Thank you, Bates. Thank you, Retro, of course, as always. Thank you all to the viewers, day ones, FGC Chris. I saw you in there. Shato was in here earlier. PSG Joshua, G Demi, and others. You know, if I didn't say your name, I apologize. Thank you all so much for tuning in, checking out the live broadcast. We do appreciate that support. This will be up and archived on the Reboot Retrocade Gaming channel for episode number 7 for the holiday edition. And then the link for the premiere of the episode will go up live usually by 12 noon next business day. So that Monday, it should be up. So if you guys are in the middle of doing chores or something, throw the podcast on and catch the vibes. If you missed the beginning of it, don't worry. All of this goodness will be at your disposal once that link goes live. But we're out of here. Happy holidays. Feliz Navidad. You guys be safe. Take care. This has been Shadow Ace, Sir Retro, Bigbates, Painbot. You guys have a great New Year's. Be safe over the holiday season. Sir Retro, where are you going to take the good people at?